going to be. He gets away from one tackle. Lefty's still running. Cuts back up. Lefty's still on his feet. Lefty's still on his feet. He's down the sideline. He's headed for pay dirt. Touchdown, Dragons!
One of the most thoughtful ways to provide for your family is with advanced planning. That's especially true of funeral arrangements.
You can secure the cost, make the plans, and reduce the stress of a very stressful time.
Our dedicated staff will help you choose from an array of options and services, and you're under no obligation. Call us and pre-plan your legacy of life. Jennings Funeral Homes, sharing a legacy of life.
At 2020 homecoming parade, and I'm going to get the girls come over here that's helping me today. Ladies, girls, that's kind of derogatory, I think. I don't want to be politically incorrect. So we'll just we'll tell you. As we said, this year's parade is just a little bit different because it's being sponsored by Hall's Family Pharmacy, and with me, Miss Jenny Hall, co-owner of the pharmacy, actually the boss of the pharmacy, boss of the outdoors, sports and outdoors, because Philip's just a figurehead. She's the boss, folks. Jenny, as the old saying goes, the head of the household is the husband, but now I always learned the wife was the neck, and the neck turns head any direction it wants it to go, right?
That's absolutely right. You get a brownie point for today.
Hey, now, you guys, I know you guys are happy to be sponsors of this.
We are happy. When we got the word that the school had to back down, we graciously took it over. I teach there, and our children, we have a graduate, and I've got one there right now. And not only my children, but I've got nieces and nephews, and then also I've got many children. Jody's been there 26 years. I've been there 21 years. So yeah, it wasn't a question. We wanted the kids to have a parade and to be honored.
We're just going to say it's right off the bat, folks, will get it over with. COVID stinks.
Yes.
But now you guys are doing a lot of things up along the parade route as well.
Yes.
I think you got some like mass stations and stuff.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are we doing? Yes, we do have mask stations. And then, we did when they came to register, we were working in conjunction with the health department, our local health department, who's been wonderful to work with us. We gave them a packet on safety precautions. So everybody, this hasn't just been a Hall Family Pharmacy, Hall Sports and Outdoors thing. It's been a York Institute thing with faculty and staff helping us out. It's been a community thing, and we do appreciate it.
Of course, I've got with me Jody Hancock. It seems like we've done this a time or two.
We have, Gary. I've been coming up and doing this parade. I want to say right at 20 years now. So, and I was happy when Philip and Jenny asked me to come up and be with you guys today. So we're just ready for another great homecoming parade.
And we should have a good one. We got several entrants in this.
We do. It's not as big as what we normally have had in the past, but we still got 27 or 28 entries, and the kids are excited, and we're happy to be here.
And I see they're making their way. Of course, tonight is the big football game. That's what we're really working for.
Yep. And pregame stuff is going to start at 6:30, so everybody come out. We crown the queen. And then, of course, kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. So we hope to see as big a crowd as we can let in the stadium. So, yeah, just come on out and see us.
And don't forget, folks, we'll be streaming that live tonight on Facebook, the homecoming pregame activities. And we'll also have the game on Facebook tonight, as well as radio, as we're getting closer, Jenny.
Yes, we are. Our police department is heading us off here, and we are grateful for their support and helping arrange this as well. I mean, there's a lot that goes into a parade that we help with the senior parade, but we didn't realize how much was going on. Following them is our JROTC battalion, and they were one of our first entries, and we're so thankful. Kiara Asbury messaged me earlier in the week ensuring what her responsibilities were as far as safety, and so we're tickled to death that they're with us. Miss Jody's going to tell you about our Grand Marshal.
Our Grand Marshal this year is Coach Russell Tays. He's been teaching for 36 years, 30 years coaching basketball, and that's been here and in Georgia. 12 years as the head coach at YEI. He's led the Dragons to 5 sub-state appearances, 4 district championships, and the 1 regional championship, which was in 2020. and led the Dragons to their first state tournament appearance since 1970. So that, in 50 years. So he's a two-time District AA Coach of the Year and was the 2020 Region 4A Coach of the Year. And he is driven by assistant coach Josh Choate and Blake Thompson.
Well, folks, we'll put one blemish on his record. He was my college roommate as well.
Hey, he's a great guy, and I'm proud. He's not only a colleague, but he's a great dear friend of mine, and we're just so appreciative of Coach Tays and what he done for York Institute basketball.
So Coach Russell Tays, the official Grand Marshal of the parade, and then behind that we have
the YEI senior football players, which is captain is Mr. Evan Tompkins. Co-captains are Ben Cooper and Zach Gibson. And then we have Josh Bennett, Nathaniel Castilian, Ricky Clark, Austin Cooper, Isaiah Dalton, Jonah Durham, Braden Miller, Levi Ramsey, Jordan Smith, Isaiah Strong, and number 4, Miss Michaela Reagan.
Yeah, our new kicker.
She is, and a good one at that.
Then we got some superlatives, I believe.
We do. We have Mr. and Mrs. YI, Evan Tompkins and Bailey Robbins, and she's also the homecoming queen. Evan is the son of Russell and Crystal, and Bailey is the daughter of Jeff and Tammy. So, and you'll be seeing them tonight as they are on the football field crowning the queen. And
you've got the princess and prince of homecoming as well.
Yep, the 2020 YI homecoming prince and princess is Miss Harper Stockton and Mr. Neelan Wright. Harper is the 4-year-old daughter of Bobby and Rebecca Stockton, and she hopes to be a YI cheerleader someday. And Neelan is the 4-year-old son of Brandon and Marissa Wright, and he hopes to one day be a York Dragon, but until then, he loves going to the games and cheering for his favorite team, which is the York Dragons.
Next, we have the senior attendant, Abby Stevens, and class favorites, Jake Jennings and Abby Stevens.
Yes, Abby is the 2020
like the TV show.
Senior attendant and also the class favorite with Jake Jennings.
He's right behind her.
Which is right behind her in the Jeep, and he is also the 2020 Prince of Personality along with the Princess, Miss Amelia Hull.
And then behind that, I believe we have the Duke of Citizenship.
Yes, we do. We have Mr. David Canancer. He is the Duke of Citizenship. And the Duchess is Miss Caroline Talent. She's unable to be here today. She is down in Texas doing a softball thing, so we're hoping that leads to big things for her. But she is the 2020 Duchess of Citizenship also.
And then we have Video World behind that. Now, Caroline, a really good pitcher, folks, on the softball team. Good chance here. And then we got Duncan's located just south of town.
Yep, they are, and they've got 2 entries today. And right behind them, we have the
juniors. Looks like the York juniors.
The YI junior class, which is Seth Helbig, Lawson Martin, Jordan Allen, Dalton Barger, Caden Buck, Chase Connor, Nathaniel Fisher, Elijah Hadrick Jr., Mark Mitchell, Austin Pearson, and Thaddeus Thoman.
Big Bad Thad up there, his dad said to call him. Now, we got Ethan Williams there. We noticed Ethan's not a quarterback. He couldn't get the candy to me.
And right behind them, we have the class of 2022 junior attendant, which is Miss Emma Hewling. Emma is the daughter of L.C. Hewling and Mashana Hewling.
As they come through, we got behind that the junior class favorite.
The class favorite, which is Miss Lexi Duval. She plays soccer. She's number 6, and she's going to college, and she wants to be a vet.
And I'll just say the soccer team's doing really well this year.
They are. We're super proud of them, too.
And they were our region champs last year. Is that our district champs last year.
And now we've got behind that.
Behind them, we have the
2020 sophomore class, or as Jody would call it, the 2020.
Hey, it's been a long week, okay? Next, we have the class of 2023 football team, members of the football team. Ryan Canancer, Sawyer Gunner, Trevor Tipton, Caden Stover, Connor Warden, Caden Edwards, Brett Jones, Eli Kirby, Andrew Walker, Ty Polk, and Austin Pearson.
And behind that, we've got another attendant, I believe.
We do. The class of 2023, Miss Brooklyn Holt. She's the sophomore attendant. She is the daughter of Jay and Jessica Holt, and she is on the softball team.
So there's another softball player on the in the parade, and then behind that we
have the class of 2023 class favorites, which is Miss Gabby Beatty and Mr. Caden Stover.
So they move through. Gabby, a member of the Lady Dragon basketball team.
Yep, we'll be gearing up for that pretty soon.
And then behind that we got our freshman class.
Yep, that is the class of 2024. I don't have a list of all their names.
Yeah, they're coming through. And some of those kids getting a lot of playing time now.
Yeah, they sure are. Which, we've only had one game.
I like the parade wave he was getting. You can tell Miles used to be a quarterback. He still can't get the thing.
And right behind them, we have the freshman attendant. And then the freshman class favorites, which is Miss Marley Winningham and Landon Sales.
And behind that we have
freshman class officers, which is Isabella Lefevre, Ashlyn Hatfield, which, let me back up. Isabella Lefevre is the president, Ashlyn Hatfield is the vice president, Caitlin Crabtree is the secretary, Ashton Reagan is the treasurer, Lucas Phipps is the sergeant at arms, and Emma Dodds is the reporter.
And then behind that we have
the YI baseball team.
The only undefeated baseball team.
Their coaches are Mr. Adam Bowden, Philip Hall, Matt Garrett, and Mr. Josh Choate. Represented by varsity juniors and seniors. The seniors are C.J. York, Tyler Fulgham, Isaac Clark, Cody Canancer, and our juniors are Robbie Stewart, Seth Whited, Andrew Crabtree, Seth Helbig, and Seth Helbig is also one of the junior class favorites as voted by the student class. And they finished the season 8-12, which was undefeated, which was a short season, but it's still they were undefeated. And this year's team consists of 13 players ranked in the top 200 high school baseball players for their respective class, and junior Nick Smith has verbally committed to the University of Missouri of the Southeastern Conference. So that's pretty. We're pretty excited about that for our baseball team and for Nick.
And then we got some pageant winners, I believe.
I can't turn my pages quick enough.
Has come through as Peyton Norris, Little Mr. Hope 2020, and Bria Storm Norris, the Mini Miss USA.
There you go.
Behind that, we have our fairest of the fair, Addison Gray Stevens.
Yeah, and she is the daughter of Jamie and Tekla Stevens, and she attends South Fentress Elementary and is in Miss Sarah Wright's second grade class. She is the Fentress County 2019 Little Miss Fairest of the Fair.
And then we have the 2019 Fentress County Fairest Princess.
We do. Miss Zoe Gibson, she's the 2020 Crown of Hope Junior Miss and 2019 Fentress County Fairest Princess. She's the 11-year-old daughter of Jamie and Tammy Gibson.
And then behind that, we've got some cheerleaders, I believe, or a dance class.
This is the K&C Dance Elite right here in downtown Jamestown. So they offer lyrical, hip-hop, jazz, tumbling, and cheer. And here we go. That's all for us.
As they move through. And then behind that, bringing up the end is going to be the cheerleaders.
The YI cheerleaders, and these girls have worked hard. This is the grand finale. They are so excited to cheer tonight. They were quarantined on the first one. We got rained out on the second game. So as they take the field tonight, this will be the first time in this school year that they've got to cheer, and they're really excited about it. Had a pep rally out at school today, and they were just real excited. So I'm excited for them.
And behind that, we have the sheriffs and police department. Always great to help us out with all this.
They are, and they patrol our schools every day to keep our campuses safe. Anytime we've got anything going on, Michael Reagan, all of them, they come out and they send them. Just great support. I mean, we live in a great community, Gary, that always just whatever needs to be done, they pitch in and do it. And Hall's Family Pharmacy, when the school couldn't do the parade, they jumped up and said, hey, we're going to do it. Because as Miss Jenny said earlier, it's all about the kids. And you said it best when we first started the parade that, the COVID stinks. And the kids have had miss out on a lot in the last, 6 months. So, just to have a parade today was great. It raised some spirits, and hopefully we're on the downhill slide of the COVID, and maybe life will get back to semi-normal here pretty soon.
Well, folks, so we're going to take one final break for a word from Jennings Funeral Home, and then we're going to come back with our predictions. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have our predictions coming up right after this.
Memories. At the loss of a loved one, sharing our memories is so important. That's why we create a lasting legacy of life.
The funeral service was so moving. The photographs, the flowers, it captured a moment that we'll always remember.
Talk to one of our staff. We can help you with every arrangement effortlessly, economically, and help you create an enduring memory, a lasting legacy of life. Jennings Funeral Homes, sharing a legacy of life.
And right back here at the 2020 Homecoming Parade, or as Miss Jody calls it, the 2020. But anyway, folks, it's time now for our picks. So we're going to go with Jenny first. Jenny, give us your prediction.
Okay, so I brought my team in to help me predict. So, guys, What's your prediction on the score tonight?
28-14. Okay, 28-14.
They said
28-14. York, right? Yeah, of course. I started to say, please say York. And then Jody.
Mine's 7 to Grundy County 7, York Institute 28.
Well, I'm just going to say it. It's going to be a rout tonight. It's going to be 35-7. 35-7. York's going to wipe out Grundy County. So Yellow Jackets can head back to the nest and cry a little bit. But anyway, we want everybody to come out now. Tell them what time everything starts tonight.
Tonight, everything gets started at 6:30. We're going to crown the queen. Lineup will be at 6:20, and the gates open at 5:30. I think that they have 147 tickets that you can purchase to get in. So if you want to come to the game, get there early. The gates will open at 5:30.
Now we're going to get somebody here to give us a plug for Hall's Family Pharmacy and Hall Sports and Outdoors. Say come to our store. Oh, she backed out on me. Okay, but we appreciate Hall's Family Pharmacy and Hall Sports and Outdoors as they did this parade today, and also thanks to Jennings Funeral Home for the use of their Wi-Fi and for sponsoring the live broadcast. Folks, there's nothing else to do but come out tonight and see some football. It's going to kick off at 7 o'clock. It'll be football time. And Kevin mentioned we'll also be streaming it live on Facebook, so be sure if you can't come out, check it out on Facebook. And get out early, folks, because you want those 100 tickets. We don't want no Yellow Jacket fans in there. So just tell them to stay home. Yeah, she's been short, so they're yelling, York. So everybody's going to be out tonight, so come on out and join us. And if you can't, catch it on WDB or catch it on Facebook Live. And until tonight, when it's kickoff time on the mountain, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.
It's always a good idea to plan ahead. That's especially true of making funeral arrangements.
For one, your own wishes will be carried out. 2, the cost is secured. And 3, there's no added stress on the family.
Talk to us about pre-planning funeral arrangements. There's no obligation and no time like now to create a legacy of life. Jennings Funeral Homes, sharing a legacy of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to York Institute 2020 Homecoming Festivities. We would like to start tonight's festivities with announcing the top 3 superlatives at York Institute. These are voted on by the faculty and staff and for their dedication and hard work during their 4 years at York Institute. First off tonight, Mr. and Mrs. YI are two students who exemplify what the faculty and staff at York Institute hopes every student might be by the time they graduate. This award combines the other two superlative awards, but also considers extracurricular and community involvement and academic excellence, and the consistency of character that we all should strive to accomplish. The 2020 Mr. and Mrs. YI are Mr. Evan Tompkins and Miss Bailey Robbins. Evan is the son of Russell and Crystal Tompkins, and Bailey is the daughter of Jeff and Tammy Robbins. The Prince and Princess of Personality are two students that exemplify the best attitude toward any given situation. This year, our Prince and Princess of Personality are Mr. Jacob Jennings and Miss Amelia Hull. Jacob is the son of Misty Jennings and Claude Crabtree, and Amelia is the daughter of Nathan and Crystal Hull. The Duke and Duchess of Citizenship are two students who exemplify the integrity of character, sense of community, and compassion for others. This year, our Duke and Duchess of Citizenship are Mr. David Knatzer and Miss Caroline Talent. David is the son of Chris and Sherry Knatzer, and Caroline is the daughter of Richard and Lynn Talent. At this time, we're going to introduce the 2020 Homecoming Queen and her court. Freshman attendant is Miss Marley Winningham. Marley is the daughter of Andy and Amanda Winningham, and she is being escorted tonight by senior football players. Number 56, Josh Bennett. Number 77, Ricky Clark. Josh is the son of Matt and Sarah Bennett, and Ricky is the son of Rosie Stevens and Ricky Clark. Sophomore attendant is Miss Brooklyn Holtz. Brooklyn is the daughter of Jay and Jessica Holt. She is being escorted tonight by senior football players. Number 7, Jonah Durham. And number 22, Braden Miller. Jonah is the son of Jeffy and Sherry Durham. And Braden is the son of Emily Miller and Chris Miller. Junior attendant is Miss Emma Hewling. Emma is the daughter of Mashana Hewling and Elsie Hewling. She is being escorted tonight by senior football players. Number 65, Levi Ramsey. Number 42, Isaiah Dalton. And number 72, Austin Cooper. Levi is the son of Chris and Janie Ramsey. Isaiah is the son of Kenny and Jessica Cooper. And Austin is the son of C.W. and Sue Ellen Smith. Our senior attendant is Miss Abby Stevens. Abby is the daughter of George and Alice Stevens. She is being escorted tonight by senior football players. Number 76, Jordan Smith. Number 8, Nathaniel Castellan. And number 5, Isaiah Strong. Jordan is the son of Stevie and Jennifer Smith. Nathaniel is the son of Mark and Sarah Clapp, and Isaiah is the son of Malcolm and Velma Strong. The 2020 Homecoming Prince and Princess are Mr. Neeland Wright and Miss Harper Stockton. Neeland is the son of Brandon and Marissa Wright, and Harper is the daughter of Bobby and Rebecca Stockton. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 Homecoming Queen is Miss Bailey Robbins. Bailey is the daughter of Jeff and Tammy Robbins. She is being escorted tonight by captain of the football team, Evan Tompkins, and co-captains Zach Gibson and Ben Cooper. Evan is the son of Russell and Crystal Tompkins, and Zach is the son of Sam and Selena Gibson. Ben is the son of Scott Cooper and Melissa Norris. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please make some noise for your 2020 Homecoming Queen and her court. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, will you please put your hands together for our homecoming queen, her court, and our 2020 York Institute Superlatives.
So we're set for some football action to get underway here in just a moment. Having a little bit of technical difficulties with Gary's microphone here on the Smart Bank pregame show. We'll take a look at these two teams. York comes in 0-1. Grundy County comes in 0-1. York lost to Jackson County, and then the Oneida game, of course, was canceled. So York coming in here at 0-1 on the season. And Grundy County, they come in here, they lost to South Pitt 49-0. And then they did not play on week one, so we don't know. You know, they have just not had as many games as possibly some of the teams have so far this season, Gary.
No, they haven't, Gary, and, you know, it just it's still early in the season. They're still trying to get, you know, trying to get their legs under them, you know, plus shaking off the rust, limited practice, and limited contact as well.
So we're getting set for this one to get underway. Let's take another time out for a word from Progressive Savings Bank, and we'll be right back.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your number one fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back here where we're getting set for this one to get underway here in just a moment as York and Grundy County, and we're experiencing some technical difficulties here as one of our headsets not working. And actually, I'm not hearing anything on mine either, so I'm not sure what we're getting out at the moment, but we'll have to see what we can do. Now, these two teams, if you take a look at last year, York, of course, winning that one 48-14. Since 2015, York is 4-0, and York has also that was the year that both teams came in the district, was 2015, and York has been undefeated since then. Now, scoring by quarter, last year York went 14-0 in the first quarter. The second quarter, York was up 21-0. Into the third quarter, York was up 28-0. Then Grundy County outscored York 14-7 in that final quarter. York rushed for 308 yards, 5 touchdowns. Grundy County 19 yards rushing, no touchdowns. Passing, York went 2 for 3, 48 yards from Jonah Durham, and 2 touchdowns to Thaddeus Tolman. And Dalton Barger was 1 for 1 with 8 yards in that one throwing. Grundy County was 18 for 28 with 2 interceptions, 196 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Individual stats, Zach Gibson had 5 rushes for 44 yards, 1 touchdown. Nathaniel Castellon had 9 rushes, 44 yards, no touchdowns. Dalton Barger, 6 rushes, 17 yards, and 17 touchdowns. And I don't know if somebody's sending me a message. I can't read messages while I'm doing this, folks. And let's see, we're getting set for this one to get underway here in just a moment. And I don't think we may not be able to get Gary on here. Hopefully, try our headset. Gary, give us a test there and see if we got anything going.
Test.
Still no headset for Gary, and I'm not sure what the problem is. We'll try to get that fixed maybe at halftime, but right now we're getting set to kick this one off, and it's not the way you want to start a ball game, folks, as we're having technical difficulties right off the bat as we get set for homecoming 2020. York and Grundy County. I believe York's going to kick off, and Grundy County going to drop back to receive. It looks like dropping back will be number 3. That is Holden Hargis. Hargis going to drop back. And want to thank our sponsors for our live broadcast of York football here on WDEB as we get set to kick this one away. York will kick it away. Back to the kicking is the Dragons' number 15. And find number 15 on here. That is, I believe, Caden Stover. Stover going to kick off to get this one started. And York there's not in numerical order. They've got it in class order, and that doesn't work for radio, folks. Here we go. Caden Stover to kick it away. We're set for some football action as here we go. York and Grundy County region action, the first region game of 2020, and this one's going to be a short kick taken at about the 9-yard line. Coming up with it is number 2, and he'll be hit, and he drops the football. I believe York's got it. Right off the bat, a turnover by the Grundy County Yellow Jackets as Walt Jones had a good return going, but he was hit and dropped the ball. He coughs it up, and the Dragons going to take over with the football, and they're going to have it deep in Grundy County territory as this is going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons at about the 35-yard line. York getting the turnover early in this one. And York will bring their unit up as they come to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be Barger under center, got the 2-man backfield. Barger, and I believe one of York players a little offsides over there on the far sides. He kind of tilted forward, and I didn't see which number that was. I believe it may have been number 16. If number 5, Ben Cooper will be called for just a little bit of a tilt there, and that's something you can't do. Once you get on that line, you got to be still. As we get set for York to now go 1st and 15 from back at the 30-yard line. They were at the 25. And York may have jumped again, and they did. That's back-to-back. York jumping twice. And York with their second offside. That's going to back them up now. It's going to be 1st and 20 as York gets the turnover, but made a couple of bobbles right off the bat and a couple of offsides, and that's going to give it back to the Dragons way back at the 35-yard line. They got to get all the way to 15 for the first down. Snap the handoff this time. That's going nowhere. Actually, may have lost a yard on that one. As on the carry, that was Stover on the carry. So Stover stopped, and he got about a loss of about a half a yard. Actually, they're going to mark him right at where the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 20 now for the Dragons. York will come up. As it will be under center, Stover. Stover going to take Barger, I should say. Barger going to spin away, try to get up, and Barger's going to be brought down right about the line of scrimmage again. And York 2 plays, no yardage whatsoever. They've had four snaps, 2 of those brought back by motion penalties, and now they've got 2 plays that went nowhere. So it's going to be 3rd and 20 now for the Dragons. Barger comes up. He's got Miller split out wide to the left. And the snap, and now he's going to be hit from behind, and he drops the football, and the Warriors, or the Grundy County Yellow Jackets, going to come up with it, I believe. So Barger had no chance in the world. Barger hammered from behind. They say York kept it, but it's going to be 4th and about a country mile on this one. York going to need it about 35 yards for the first down. York lost another big chunk of yardage there, and it's all the way back to the 40-yard line. They need to get to the 15, so 4th and 35 for the first down. Or 1st and 25, I guess it would be. My math's terrible. Yeah, about 1st and 25. I don't know. It's 1st in a long, long way. I'll tell you that. Back is number 24, number 25 for the Yellow Jackets. 24 is Jordan Hacksworth. 25 is Case King. As it will be Barger back to do the punting, and Barger with a roller. That's going to hit and take a good roll, but bobbled by the back man. He gets around the first lane, going to head outside, and we got a flag over here about the 23-yard line, and that's either going to be a hole or a block in the back one. And that'll back the Yellow Jackets up. So the Yellow Jackets have a turnover on their first play, and it doesn't hurt them at all because York gets some big penalties that back them way up. And now the Dragons see the Yellow Jackets going to start deep in their own territory. Holding against the Yellow Jackets, so they got that. Well, that will be actually from, I guess, where the ball was actually hit the ground at. So York will see the Yellow Jackets backed up really deep on this one. And they're going to mark it off. Well, actually, they're going to mark it off from where the play ended at the 23. So that'll make it all the way back to the 13-yard line. And so far this first quarter, not coming out real pretty, folks. It's not been well played at all here the first few minutes of this one. We got 10:37 left to go in the first quarter, and already we've had 30 yards of penalties already called and 2 turnovers, or 2 fumbles, 1 turnover. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Dixon. Dixon. Got 1 man in the backfield, takes snap, keeps it himself, and that's going nowhere. York waiting on that one as York stops it right at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be number 52 in on the stop for the Dragons. That'll be Connor Warden. Warden with the stop. Good job by Warden. Stopped him right at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to make it 2nd and about 11 as they lost a yard. Neither team's got any forward progress whatsoever in this game. As back up now will come Dixon. Dixon got 1 man in the backfield. Dixon actually got 2 men in the backfield. Dixon takes the snap, hands it off to the fullback. No, he's going to keep it this time as on the option. He keeps it and gets around to about the 16-yard line, picks a few yards, but not many at all. As it's still going to be a 3rd down and long for the Yellow Jackets. About 3rd and 8, it looks like, maybe 7. York, good defensive job on that one. They didn't bite on the fake, and they were able to ride the quarterback down. So Dixon got for about a 3 or 4 yard gain, and it's going to be 3rd down and long. No score in this one. We're down to 9:20 left to go here in the first quarter. As under center will go Dixon. Dixon with 2 men in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to the second man through, and that went nowhere as that one was hit immediately. As coming up for York looks like number 25 for the Dragons, that is Zach Gibson coming up. Gibson with the stop, and the Yellow Jackets a 1-2-3 kick as they'll do their best can imitation here and punt it away. Back to kick it away is going to be big number 64 for the Yellow Jackets. 64 is Logan Smart will punt it away. He's standing back all the way to his 5-yard line now. Miles Leffey back to return it almost at the 50-yard line. I don't know how. And fake it, and right up the middle goes the quarterback, and he's going to be hit. And I don't know if he got enough for it or not. It's going to be really close. If he didn't, that's a big gamble by the Yellow Jackets. They're going to say first down, so he got enough, but that's some riverboat gambling by the Grundy County Yellow Jackets as they win for it. It's going to be 1st and 10. They get the fake and get about 8 yards on a carry, and they needed 7, so they got just enough for the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10. Yellow Jackets at their own 22-yard line. Yellow Jackets will come up. Dixon will come up in under center. Got the 2-man backfield of Jones and Hargis. No, actually, it's going to be in the backfield, number 21. That's going to be Bryson Braden in the backfield instead of number 2. So Braden in the backfield. Dixon under center. Dixon takes a snap, hands it off. Up the middle goes the back, and that is Braden, and he's going to be ridden down. He's going to pick up maybe a yard or 2 at most. That's going to bring up 2nd and long. Bryson Braden got about to the 25-yard line, so that's going to make it 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8, and up will come the Dragons with a 2nd and 8. Yellow Jackets with a 2nd and 8 now as Dixon under center. Got big number 3 in the backfield now. That is Hargis. Takes the snap. Keeps it himself, and now it's fumbled again. I believe York's come up with it. It is York with the recovery and trying to see who came out with it. Didn't see who came out with it, but York come up with the fumble, and the Yellow Jackets give it right back to the Dragons in great field position. York has got to capitalize on these great field position they've been getting. They've been getting some really good position and just have not capitalized on it in the first time. We'll see if they can this time as they've got it 1st and 10 at the Yellow Jackets 28-yard line. The Yellow Jackets coughing it up like a fur ball here at the moment as it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Dragons. Up will come Barger. Barger under center. Barger takes a snap, rolls out, pitches it out to Stover. Stover trying to skirt the left side, and Stover's going to be stacked up right about the line of scrimmage. And Stover got that pitch way back, way deep, and they just didn't have enough time to get back out. That was just a good defense by the Yellow Jackets as they were able to force that outside, and now it's going to be a loss of 1. And York has steadily went backwards, folks. They've not got any forward yardage at all in this game as they get set now to take the snap once again. It'll be Barger under center. Barger, snap, handoff this time to Gibson. Gibson going to go straight ahead, and Gibson going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards. That'll get the 1 back and give them a couple, make it 3rd and manageable, as it'll be about 3rd and 8. York comes back to the line of scrimmage. York on a hurry-up offense. They said they were going to speed it up this week, and they definitely have early. As Barger will try to take the snap now as he comes back to the line of scrimmage. Got 2 to the left and 3 to right. They're going to pitch this one out to Gibson, and Gibson going to be tripped up. He tried to make the cut and was tripped up. Make that Stover. Stover tripped up right about the 23-yard line, so that's going to be 4th and about 5 for the Dragons. And really, they got nothing else to do here but go for it. As a punt here wouldn't do any good whatsoever, and they're not that comfortable kicking field goals from this distance because you're looking at if a field goal from this, it'd be about a 41-yarder. So up will come Barger. Barger under center. He's got Gibson. He'll pitch it over to Gibson left side. Gibson trying to cut back inside. Gibson's not going to make it. He's going to get down to about the 20-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets are going to hold them, and they'll get the ball back. Yellow Jackets with the ball right back as York couldn't do anything with it. And once again, the Dragons got great field position but didn't capitalize. That could come back to haunt them as this game goes on. So now the Yellow Jackets will take over right about the 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for them. 5:38 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Yellow Jackets 2 fumbles, York with a couple of big penalties, and then you have not been able to move the ball much at all. They got a little bit of yardage that time, not much at all, though. Yellow Jackets will come up. They got the big guy in the backfield of Hargis. And Hargis back deep. They're going to take it, and they're going to roll out, pitch it to Hargis. Hargis trying to get outside, and he's going to be run down and dropped for about a 3-yard loss. So neither team able to run the ball. Good pursuit by both teams early in this ball game as they've been able to run down the runner. And York now will see it. The Yellow Jackets with a 2nd and about 14. They said they lost 4, so they lost all the way back to the 16-yard line. 5:13 left to go here in quarter number 1. York will come to the line as the Yellow Jackets go under center with Dixon. Dixon under center. Dixon takes the snap, drops back, and he's getting some heat. He's getting dropped all the way back to the 5-yard line. Break out the bags because he just got sacked. All the way back to the 5-yard line. Going to make it 3rd and very long for the Yellow Jackets now, as they're pretty much in that 3rd position that York was early. 3rd, and it's going to be, let's see, they're at about the 5-yard line. They got to get all the way to the 30, so they need a 25-yard play here on this 3rd down. Now, they went for it last time on 4th down, but I guarantee you they don't go on a 4th and 25. As we're going to have a timeout before then. Timeout on the field. With the timeout, we'll take a break with them, and we'll tell you it's a scoreless ball game here in the 1st.
Windows down or AC on? Either way, there's no better way to beat the heat than with ice-cold favorites from McDonald's. Now get any size Minute Maid slushie for $2 in sweet flavors, fruit punch, blue raspberry, or new pink lemonade. Or get a refreshingly bold McCafe iced coffee, any size for $1.69. To beat the heat, there's nothing sweeter than an icy treat. It's not just a drink, it's a McDonald's drink. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Minute Maid is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
And right back here where we've had the first interesting first quarter so far. Neither team able to move the ball. We got 4:22 left to go here in the first quarter, and it is the Yellow Jackets back deep. They're going to throw it out this time to the right side. That's caught, but that's not going anywhere, as that's going to get up maybe to the 8-yard line before he has dropped it quickly, and he may have got 3 yards on it. So back to the 1-2-3 kick for the Yellow Jackets. And still trying to figure out what we've got wrong with Gary's headset here tonight, as we'll see if we can remedy that here at halftime. I'm not sure what we've got here, as struggling a bit with the headsets and our equipment here tonight. As back now we'll go big number 64 again. That is Logan Smart. Smart going to punt it away. Catches it, punts it off to the right side, and that one's going to hit. And York's going to bobble it, and York went into it, I believe, but they're going to say it's down right there, and it looked like one of York's players almost got blocked into it, but we got a flag way back at the other end. So we'll see what the flag is for.
I'm here.
Oh, there's Gary. There's Gary.
I think we had a couple of York players and a couple of Grundy County players got mixed up, and there were 3 flags come in, Gary, and a lot of finger pointing. I'm not sure what we'll have here.
We'll see what they call here. Right now, we're waiting to see, as this one, Gary, quite frankly, has been an ugly first quarter.
It's been, if you like I would say if you like defensive football, it's your game, but this really even hadn't been. It's been offensive ineptness, Gary. Just neither team can do anything offensively.
And they've called a personal foul against the Yellow Jackets, so that should be a 15 yards from there, or I don't think they'll make them re-kick it.
No, it'll be 15 yards, and that was number 74 that was mixed up in that skirmish there, and that would be Jonathan Rogers, and he was mixed up with Ben Cooper and Evan Tompkins, I believe, down there, and he got caught, so he's the guilty party here.
Gary, now York once again got great field position. Just got to do something with it.
Yeah, they do. They're starting here at about the 26-yard line, but absolutely have done nothing. Field's wet, a lot of slipping going on, and just hard to get anything going, Gary.
And, of course, now you're going to hand it off to, looks like Gibson over that left side, and Gibson's going to pick up maybe a couple of yards. Gary, this is one thing that hurt York and not having that game last week.
Yeah, it did, and probably Zach is having as much trouble as anybody getting his footing. He slipped about 3 times, and even took a little bit of a hit, but slipped on that one as well. A gain of about 2, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
Now some other games going on tonight. You got Grace Christian Academy. That's who we'll be at next week at Lakeway Christian. Smith County's hosting Upperman. White County's at CAK. We'll get the rest of them in a moment. Now Barger going under center to take the snap. And I believe somebody moved early again for the Dragons, Gary, and that's been a big problem here early.
Yeah, I believe it was the left side of the line again, Gary. That'd be Ben Cooper and Evan Tompkins over on that left side. That makes the 3rd time here in first 10 minutes of the game that they jumped off sides or false started.
And no, they're going to.
No, they're calling that on Grundy. So
Grundy County must have jumped in, must have come across the line. Did not see that. Sequatchie County's at hosting Cannon County tonight. Livingston's at Cumberland County. Pekin County Bobcats hosting Gordonsville tonight. Good luck to the Bobcats as they take on probably one of the best single-A teams in the state, Gordonsville, tonight. We're getting ready, though, now for the snap, and it's going to be under center goes Barger. Barger takes the snap, hands it off up the middle of Gibson, and Gibson's rocked, and Gary, he got maybe a yard at most.
Actually, Barger kept that, Gary. He faked that handoff and got hit, actually, and, barely you looked like he was going to make the handoff, but instead kept that, turned it upfield, got a first down out of it.
So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. That's a conditioned heating and cooling. First down, Dragons.
Nice job by Barger. I mean, he absorbed a hit there. Looked like he might not even make the handoff, but instead kept the ball and got positive yardage out of it.
So 1st and 10 now for the Dragons at about the 16-yard line. They'll hand it off this time to number 55 for the Dragons. That's banging over the side.
That's Ben Cooper. Ben played a little fullback last year, so they moved him back there and gave him the handoff for a couple of yards.
Of course, he was one of those that shifted on those 2 false starts, so maybe they've decided to move him back into the backfield. Now he'll come out, and it'll be back in the backfield, Stover and also Gibson. You work with a 2nd and 9. Take the snap. Barger's going to pitch it out to Gibson. Gibson trying to get outside. Gibson's got the 10, and he's going to be drugged down, but we got a flag about the 10-yard line. I believe, Gary, going to be another holding call.
Look like it might be holding on York, trying to get the corner, trying to seal the corner and maybe help the guys. So we'll see what the call is.
What day of the year is Flag Day? Because it surely is there. It could be Flag Day here at York Institute tonight. We were really seeing a lot of flags thrown this first quarter.
Yeah, I didn't see who that was, but they were trying to seal the corner so Gibson could get around the right end, and that play was running wide towards the sideline, and he held the guy trying to seal that corner so Gibson could get a few extra yards.
We got 96 ticks left to go here in first quarter. York's got it down with a 2nd and about 16 from the 21-yard line. York with a 2nd and 16. Barger under center. Takes the snap, rolling. Now he gets away from one. Now he's going to be brought down, and that's going to be another loss of about a yard, Gary.
Yeah, he rolled out, and big number 79, which is Dawson Mizalek, is chasing him, and actually he ended up running down from behind, and Dawson, a really big boy out there.
Mizalek is a good-sized kid. I'd say about 6'3", maybe 2:35. That may be the end of the first quarter. No, it's going to be down to a
timeout. York.
A minute 4. So we got a timeout on the field by York Institute. Timeout on the field with no score. We'll be back after this.
Going green is good for your energy bill and good for the environment, but making the right choices can be confusing. So let the experts at Condition Heating and Cooling help you find the right solution for your home. We can show you a full lineup of York heating and air conditioning units, from their LX series all the way up to their Affinity series. You're sure to find the right fit for both your needs and your budget. Call Condition Heating and Cooling today to schedule a full inspection on your system and let us show you specific ways you can save energy dollars in your home.
Back here where, Gary, you mentioned the word ineptness. I believe that was the word that best describes his first quarter.
Yeah, York is tried to roll out and throw the ball twice, Gary, and the blocking's just not there, and they're trying to roll Barger out of the pocket a little bit to give him opportunity to see the field a little bit and maybe throw on the run, and it just hadn't happened on those first 2 plays, and York got to really come up and try to redraw that here quickly.
And Grundy County's getting some great penetration, so we'll see what they do here as Barger looks at it, what's showing a blitz, and here it comes. Barger going to roll out. Now Barger going to tuck it and run. Barger can get up over the 20 to about the 18, where it's going to be still a 4th down, Gary, and long for the Dragons.
Yeah, it is. And number 24, Jordan Hackworth, able to run Barger down, but Barger rolling out like he was going to throw, kept that and turned it up the field and got a few yards out of it, Gary. It's but still 4th and 12 from the 18.
Yeah, you're talking at field goals. That's about a 35-yarder. We're going to try it. We'll see here as you're going to line up for it, and
it's Michaela Reagan going.
Michaela going to go in and try to kick this one. Michaela Reagan trying to be the first Lady Dragon to ever score in a football game. As the snap is down, the kick is up. The kick is it good as Michaela Reagan from 35 yards out gives the Dragons their first lead of 3-0. And Gary, history made here tonight.
Yeah, it is, and that kick would have been good from about 45, Gary, but it hit the upright and bounced in. Just a fortunate bounce there, but, that was plenty of leg. That was an impressive-looking kick, just was leaking a little right on her and hit the crossbar and bounced in, so York gets first blood here.
And York with the first ever score by a female Lady Dragon football player. So congratulations to Michaela Reagan. I was talking to her before the game. I said she's got to beat Bruce's record of 50. Bruce Winningham holds the longest field goal record for York Institute, and she might have given it a shot at that if she'd had it.
I don't know if she makes that from 50, but she definitely makes it from 40, and I think she has a chance from 45 if it's between the uprights.
So the York Dragons finally get on the scoreboard with a 35-yard Michaela Reagan field goal. So Michaela, not only is she on the football team, folks, she's also the goalie on the very strong York soccer team. York's got a really good soccer team this year, and she's the goalie on that. And here she just puts York on top 3-0 with 15 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And Gary, York, I guess kind of tired of not being able to move the ball. They just tried to kick it.
Yeah, I mean, not really getting anything going offensively, trying to get some points on the board.
And the kick is down to about the 15-yard line. Coming out with it is number 2. That is, see if I can find his name here. That is Walt Jones on the return. Tompkins on the tackle.
Returns are slow developing, Gary. The field's wet, and it just seems like the ball, is kind of skidding. And by the time the team, whether it's York or whether it's Grundy County, by the time they pick it up, the defense is collapsed in, and we see that here. Although Grundy County will start about the 24-yard line.
Grundy County not a fan of the kickoffs. They kicked off to South Pittsburgh last week in that very first kickoff, and it was taken back 80-some yards for a touchdown. So they're not real fond of playing kickoff defenses. Now they're going to hand it off the right side, and that's going to be stopped for about a 3-yard loss. Gary, as York pretty much almost took the handoff on that one.
Yeah, they did, and that was number 5 on the carry, and that's Gavin Tate, and York just about knocked that ball out, Gary.
And end of one, we got a 3-0 York lead on the Michaela Reagan 35-yarder.
Fentress Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Fentress Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Fentress Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Back here with this game, Gary. Right now, York on top 3-0, but both teams struggled in that first quarter, to say the least.
Grundy County had 10 plays for 4 yards in the first quarter. York 13 plays, 16 yards. So 20 yards of total offense in that first quarter.
And the bad thing, Gary, York was on the Grundy County end with every possession.
Yeah, they were. You know, the whole first quarter was practically played on Grundy County's end of the field.
Yeah, inside the 30 for the most part. As now Grundy County will come back up with a 2nd and a dozen as they march steadily backwards as they struggled here in that first one. Jordan Hackworth with 1 rush for 6 yards. They're the leading rusher, and York has Zach Gibson with 4 rushes for 11 yards. So neither team going to break any records as far as rushing the football early. We're starting the second quarter with York on top 3-0. And up will come Dixon. Dixon sets for the snap. Dixon got a man moving over here on the right side. Number 3 was anxious to get started, Gary. That was Hargis, I believe. He just took off a little too early.
Yeah, actually, Evan Tompkins lined up at left end there, Gary, and he kind of flinched a little bit. And when he did, Hargis moved, and it'll be 5-yard penalty, and it's going to be 2nd and 17 now.
The defense can flinch. The offense can.
No, you can't. You just can't go into the neutral zone as a defensive player and draw the offensive player offside. So all Tompkins did was just make a little arm movement, and it was enough to get the 5-yard penalty.
So now it's 2nd and 17 as the Yellow Jackets backing up. Just they keep moving backwards as Dixon getting in some last-minute instructions to the fullback. Dixon under center, takes a snap, fakes the pitch, going to throw it out quickly, and almost picked off by the Dragons, but great catch by the Yellow Jackets at the 25-yard line. That was a great catch there by number 2, Gary.
Actually, that was 24. That
24.
Was Jordan Hackworth on the catch. Dalton Barger makes the tackle, but that was just a quick read, a little slant play, and York probably should have got at least a hand on that one, Gary. Instead, it goes right by York and into the hands of Hackworth.
But still, they've got a 3rd and what appears to be about an 8 for the first down, so it's still going to be 3rd and long for the Yellow Jackets. But a completion for them may get them in a little bit of a roll here. As back will go Dixon under center. Dixon takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and that's going nowhere. And, Gary, neither team able to run the ball. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to open it up a little bit and then maybe start throwing the ball around and see if they can get that middle opened up because both teams are jamming that up tight.
Yeah, they are. And that play, that was a handoff to the tailback, and that was Gavin Tate. But Ricky Clark, filling the hole, come up and make the tackle, Gary.
So now that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 7 for the Yellow Jacks. But now watch out for the Yellow Jacks, Gary. They pulled a fake punt right off the bat earlier.
Yeah, and the other thing is you've got Miles Lephew back here at the 38-yard line. They're not going to kick it nowhere near that far.
No.
He needs to be up near midfield to catch this ball.
And number 64 kicks it away, and that one's going to be hitting, and Lephew will back off of it, and that'll roll into Dragon territory at about the 39-yard line. Gary, this is the worst field position York's had all night.
This is the first time we've been on York's side of the field for anything, and so York will start at the 39 this time. Coming off a drive, you know, they had a few positive plays. You got to string together a couple of big plays in there, Gary, and be interested to see what York will pull out of the playbook here on this possession.
So York will come up with a 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. First time we've been in Dragon territory all night. As it will be Barger under center. Barger takes a snap, and he rolls it over the right side, and up the middle goes, looks like that's Stover up over midfield, Gary, to about the 49-yard line. Good run by Caden.
Actually to the 48, 13 yards, broke a couple of tackles and turned a little and got 13 and a first down.
I'm going to say, Gary, it looked almost like Gibson may have jumped a little early on that one, but no call on it as back up will come Barger, and there they did jump. 2 guys in motion, and Gary 2 steps forwards, 3 steps back.
Yeah, and both backs were moving, Gary. Something wrong with the snap count there, and but both backs moved before the ball was snapped, so it'll back York up 5 yards.
And so York back in their own territory again, back at the 46-yard line, and when this one's over, these officials may have to get a carpal tunnel surgery from all the flags they're throwing early.
6 penalties in the first quarter, and I know we've had 2 here in the second so far.
So back will go the Dragons at the 46-yard line, and now we got another one.
Yeah, that was
Tompkins,
Evan Tompkins, the left guard, just firing off the ball there, and he moved. Nobody else did.
Gary, last game, not last week, but the week before that, we kept saying that it looked like he was almost offsides a couple of times because he was coming off the ball so quickly, and today he's coming off a little even quicker than last week.
And we talked about timing in that first game too. The timing's a little better than that, but it's still off, Gary. The blocks aren't there. You have to execute those blocks to open the hole so the backs can get through.
41-yard line now. The Dragons going to air one out, and that's going to be thrown up for grabs as it's going to be knocked away. They were going for Miller on that one, Gary. Miller stopped on that one. He probably should have kept running because it looked like Barger was trying to loft it up for him to run under it, and he stopped and tried to jump up, and he was just knocked away by the defender.
Yeah, there was good coverage on that, Gary. He was covered down the field. That was more or less a jump ball and got knocked away.
York now with a second and about 18 yards, maybe 20 yards, I should say. As Barger again trying to throw it downfield, going to overthrow Miller again. We're going to have a flag on that one, and that may be a pass interference.
Yeah, actually, I believe it was I can't get the number. He's turned sideways on me. Number 3, that's Holden Hargis actually grabbed the receiver, Brady Miller, by the face mask when the ball was coming. So
I guess he lived up to his name, Holden, on that one.
So that should be pass interference. They're calling, that's what they're calling, pass interference. So should be a 15-yard penalty.
Okay, so that'll move, and that'll give York a very good second down. It'll be second down and about 5, which is much better than what they had a moment ago. We've got 9:17 left to go in the first half. York on top 3-0 on a Michaela Reagan 35-yard field goal. Up will come Barger. Under center, got the 2-man backfield, takes the snap, hands it the second man through, and that's going to be about maybe a couple of yards before he's drugged back. And Gary, was that Gibson or Stover?
That was Stover. Gibson was the first man through. It was Stover on the carry. Got a couple out of it.
So now that's going to be third down, and going to be still about 3 to 4 yards for the first down. York needs to keep this drive alive. They're down to 8:54 left to go here in the first half, and neither team been able to move the football much at all. As up will come Barger. Barger under center. Takes the snap, rolls, pitches it out to Gibson. Gibson trying to get outside, and he's not going to get there. He's going to be dropped for another loss of about a yard, Gary.
Yeah, he is, and the pursuit was there from Grundy County, Gary, and there were 4 white shirts and only Gibson, and no way he was going to get by all 4 of them, and it's going to be 4th down now. And York County here, 43-yard line, we'll see what they're doing. They're lining up like they may go for it, but we'll see.
So it's 4th and long for the Dragons, 4th and about 4 for the Dragons. Barger takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. They'll push it forward, and Did he get far enough to get there?
Not.
I don't think so. I think he's going to be about a half a yard short at least.
That was Ricky Clark. They come out in the wishbone, and he was the fullback, and they gave it to Ricky right up the middle. Ricky, the biggest kid on York's team, and yeah, that's clearly short.
Yeah. Well, they're going to bring out the chains, though, and judging from from the far side, looking at the far side, we're going to see exactly where they measure it at.
That clearly looks short from here, Gary. I'm not even sure why you're measuring that.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to say it's short by a good half a yard, looks like, from our vantage point. And, boy, my vantage point's terrible, evidently, because it's about...
He's getting ready to signal first
down. First down, it's a half a football length to good for the Dragons, so the Dragons going to get a half a yard. I'm like you. I thought that was way short from our vantage point over here, but...
That ball looks like it's on the 39-yard line, and those chains, of course, they're all the way across the field, Gary, but they look like they were on the 38-yard line.
I was thinking maybe a half a yard short, but York's got a first down, and that makes a heating, cooling, and conditioning first down. So first down for the Dragons.
Ricky Clark on the carry there. Another wrinkle, Gary, that they put him. He's their biggest kid on their team. Lined him up at fullback and gave him the ball.
Lined up there again, Gary. Maybe he's trying to make a hole for the others as they get the snap. They're going to hand it off to the back man, and he'll go up to about the 35-yard line. I believe that was Stover on the carry, Gary.
It was Zach Gibson on the carry, and Ricky Clark making the hole there, and he took out the biggest guy, number 79 for Grundy County on that play, and maybe we see a lot more of this. That looks like that has a chance to be effective, Gary.
So big Ricky Bobby with the run, and now with 7:25 left to go here in the quarter, back up will come Barger. Got a 2nd and 7. Barger going to pitch it out this time to Gibson, who tries to stretch it out, and he gets to about the 35-yard line, Gary, and that's just that. These Yellow Jackets got some good outside corners. They're sealing that off every time.
Yeah, their linebackers are pursuing, Gary, and they're stringing the play out towards the sideline, making Gibson run really wide, and Grundy County got a player down.
So Grundy County with an injury on the field with 7:10 left to go here in the first half. We're going to take a timeout while they check on him, and we'll be back for more. York leading 3-0.
And Coach Charles Vaughn, 17 years of coaching. He took his team to the state playoffs and led them in multiple district and bowl championships. His life modeled teamwork, integrity, and hard work. I'm Joey Vaughn, and this man not only was my dad, but he was my coach. I grew up learning these values, and they are a large part of what Meadowthrift Pharmacy is founded on. Come out and support our York football team.
When Moses wrote down the 10 Commandments, he kept them short and sweet so everyone could understand the law. But nothing about the law today is simple. Attorneys Leslie Clark Ledbetter and Amber Clark and staff understand that you often need guidance through today's complex legal minefields.
I'm Leslie Ledbetter, a local lawyer with a strong background and years of experience in the medical legal fields. Social Security disability claims, auto accidents, essential documents like wills and powers of attorney, we can help. We also provide deed and title work and handle real estate closings, and we do uncontested divorces. We help lots of families after the loss of a loved one with sorting out estates and probate work. Amber is one of the most dedicated advocates for children and adults who need a voice all over our area, and she handles adoptions and conservatorships, and she often serves as a guardian for those in need. We respect and appreciate our clients, and we want to simplify the complex legal world for you today. Call us at 863-5997.
And back here where York just had an incomplete pass. Apologize for that, folks. We missed that play. We had somebody's definitely put the wrong commercial in here. Gary, that one just kind of sailed harmlessly out of play there.
Yeah, it did, Gary. They attempted a long pass down the right sideline to Braden Miller, and really nobody close to it, Gary.
So now it's going to be 4th and about 7 for the Dragons. They'd like to keep this drive alive.
This looks like bunt formation, Gary. They're probably going to kick this away.
And it will be no Barger going to keep it. He's going to pitch it last second to Gibson, and Gibson going to be stopped short of the first down. So the Yellow Jackets will take over right there, Gary. And that one, once again, that outside run is just not getting very much production at all.
No, it's not, and we've got some after the play skirmish here, and about 4 flags came in, and we've got coaches from both teams on the field here just trying to separate the play, and there's a Grundy County kid down.
Got another Grundy County player down on the field, and can't see the number. The other one a moment ago was Case King that went down for the Yellow Jackets. Is York going to move over? And I guess they'll talk about it, and we'll see. And now that player's going to get up, and he's okay, but we'll see what the call's going to be.
The coach for Grundy County, Tracy Hayward's actually got the football walking off with it, and referee has thrown his hat on the field, so I'm not sure if he done something while he was out there or not, but we've had way too many flags in this first half, Gary. Well, from what I recall last year, it was like this down there last year too. A whole lot of penalties, especially from Grundy County side, and looks like we've got multiple penalties coming up here.
So we're going to wait and see what they call. It could be on anybody here. We had a lot of extracurricular activity. Like you said, one of Grundy County players went down, but he got back up, Gary, and seemed to be all right as he got back up. And one of the Yellow Jackets, I did notice, took his helmet off. I'm not sure. I believe that was number 3. That was Holden Hargis that jerked his helmet off, and he looked like the player that was probably in the skirmish.
The guy that was actually down on the play, and like I said, there were a bunch of flags came in before anything ever really settled over there, and then the coach come out, and we've got a hat down on the field now, and the referee's over here talking to Coach Kerry Johnson.
So we'll have to wait and see and let them sort it out. Right now, this game with all the penalties been uglier than the last-minute prom date. As we'll see what York does here and what the penalties are, Gary. And from our vantage point, it looked like it could go against anybody.
It did. There were a whole lot of kids in that skirmish from both teams, so not really sure what happened there, but they're trying to sort it out, and they've got looks like they got a notepad out, and that's usually not a good thing. Yeah. They're over here talking to Coach Johnson, so
that may mean somebody's getting an early shower in this one.
It may mean that.
We'll see what the official makes the motion here. They're coming over here to talk to Coach Hayward now, and we'll see. I'm not sure what's going on, folks. This one's got me puzzled. I ain't been this confused since I was Donnie and Marie's marriage counselor.
They're looking for a kid here, so
yeah, they're obviously going to.
Number 11 is actually the one they're yelling at.
They're having him come back out on the field, so we'll see. The official's talking to him right now, so.
Yeah, he come out, and the official is addressing him directly. It's something you generally don't see,
no. And
number 11 is Trenton Ashley.
So Trenton Ashley. They're talking to him. I don't know if they talked to any of the players from York, but
didn't look like they did. Looked like they may have talked to Coach Johnson. So don't know. Still trying to sort this out.
Okay.
Gary trying to get it here.
Bryant was telling me they were also talking to Evan Tompkins. So that would be your left tackle, Gary, or left guard. Whoever he was going against, number 11 must have been They must have been the 2 leads in the skirmish.
Must have been, and I noticed Evan Tompkins was coming on the field, and now he's coming off the field. So I don't know if we've had ejections or not. No signal from the official yet as to what this is going to be.
Okay, they're going to say, I guess they're going to say, I'm not sure. I thought if it was offsetting penalties, you replayed the down.
Well, he's not signaled anything
Well,
yet.
they moved the chains. They've got first down going Grundy County's way.
He still hadn't made a signal as to what the penalty is. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Here he comes. Personal foul, Grundy County.
Okay. Personal foul on the offense.
They offset.
Offset. Would this not be York 4th down? Shouldn't
it was after the play.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the play was over, and so that'll offset after the play. So that makes sense now. Now I understand.
Yeah, so Grundy County going to take over from their own 34-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets as under center goes Dixon. Dixon takes a snap, hands it off up the middle, and that one's going for maybe a yard or two before York knocks it down as they'll get up to about the 35, 36-yard line, so a couple of yards. Neither team, Gary, just can get anything started early.
No, Gavin Tate on the carry. They're trying the left side of their line, and nothing doing over there. Caden Buck there, and number 56, that's Joshua Bennett as well in there, to keep that from going nowhere.
Now, we've seen Tompkins hasn't come back into the game yet, has he?
Yeah, Tompkins
is in back in. So Tompkins is back in, so he wasn't ejected. That's good because if you're ejected, you have to skip the next game as well. And now York's going to jump off sides. Good hard count there by Dixon.
Yeah, clearly York jumped offside there. Grundy County didn't move, and first guy across was number 52. That's Connor Warden.
So Warden jumps offside, and that makes it 2nd and very manageable for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, 2nd and 2 now from a, and there's be a penalty and a 3-yard run, knocking on the door of a first down, and they got one first down in the first quarter, and obviously none so far in the second.
And we're 5:42 left to go here in the second quarter. York on top on a 3-0, a 35-yarder field goal by Michaela Reagan, the only scorer in this game. And straight ahead, they'll push it straight ahead, and that'll pick up maybe a yard. They're going to be 3rd down and about a yard to go, Gary.
That was Gavin Tate again, and he didn't get hardly anything, Gary. Well, they're giving him a yard over there on that side of the field, and
they're going to say he got enough for the first down.
Yeah, we're having a hard time with those sticks.
That's
over
the
there.
truth.
Yeah, because that clearly looked like that needed a yard.
I think these officials walking in a vertical line over here when he marks the ball. I don't know. I didn't think he got enough for the first down, but it's 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, regardless of what I think. 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Back under center. He'll take the snap, and Rollins Dixon. Dixon got a man rushing him, and he's going to be brought down way back at the 37-yard line. Good run, good job that time by Zach Gibson.
Yeah, Zach Gibson was pursuing that from the weak side, Gary, or from all the way the other side, and he come across and actually ended up running down as he was trying to get away, and that'll be a loss of about 6, so it'll be 2nd and 16.
So the Yellow Jackets, like York, they make 2 steps forward and take 3 steps back.
And, time, getting precious here. It'll be down to about 4 minutes by the time they snap this.
And they've still got a long way to go, and it doesn't seem that they're a great deep pass threat. I haven't seen any deep passes whatsoever, just some short slant stuff's always seen them throw.
Yeah, we hadn't seen a whole lot, offensively from them, and They are running team first, but no luck running the football tonight.
So that's going to bring Dixon up with split wide to the left, number 23, wide far left.
There's going to be delay of game, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
So another penalty, folks. Delay of game by the Yellow Jackets, and Gary.
The back judge here was already dropping his hand by the time they even got up to the line of scrimmage, so obviously they weren't going to get the play off.
This game going very slowly because we have penalty. We're already at 8 o'clock, and we're still in the first half. That's going very slow for a first half of football, but we've had so many penalties, and it's stopped the momentum of this game. Every time it gets some kind of momentum going, it'll be a penalty called on one of the two teams. And now Dixon under center. He's going to pitch it out to the left. And the halfback pass. It's going to be knocked away, and had number 44 not touched it. But Barger had that one pick 6, Gary.
Yeah, Brett Jones tipped it, and Barger was staying there to pick it off. But, you can't get Matt Jones. He's trying to make a play on the ball, and so he gets a hand on it, knocks it away.
But Barger he was looking end zone on that one. He had that look in his eye when that one was coming that direction. He thought he was going to pick that one off for sure.
Well, there's a flag down, too.
Of course there is.
And this is going to be against Grundy County. It looks like it's going to be holding.
So Grundy County.
No, an eligible man downfield. So
that's
they're going to
penalty.
decline that penalty.
That'll bring up, be third down now for the Yellow Jackets. So York, that penalty really ain't going to help you a whole lot, Gary.
No, it's not. And, you give them the down back, too. So they did take the penalty.
I think they just marked it back where the ball was supposed to be at.
Yeah, they had marked wrong. Okay. Now we're ready, maybe.
And now it's going to be Yellow Jackets under center Dixon. Dixon going to hand it off up the middle, and that's not going anywhere. And it looks like maybe the Yellow Jackets, Gary, are content to run this quarter out.
Maybe they are. It's fourth down, though, and they're going to have to punt this ball away.
And York needs a good return here. This would be a great time for a return for the Dragons if they could come up with a big one here. As Lefevue going to drop back, looking for Miles to do. Miles, we seen him in that first game, Gary. Almost broke one that first game as he drops back again a little bit deep for Yellow Jackets punter.
It don't seem that he has confidence to run up and catch the ball, Gary. He's letting it hit. Need to come up and catch that ball.
And that punch straight up in the air, so now the Dragons need to watch out and get out of the way of it as it takes a Dragon bounce all the way to the 43-yard line. And, Gary, once again, the Dragons got the football. They're on Grundy County's end of the field.
They are, Gary, and 2:20 to go in the first half. They're at the 43-yard line, and, see what York can do in the hurry-up offense here.
So York getting ready to take the field again. And, Gary, that's something that York has been doing this season. They've been – or in this game tonight, not this season, but this game tonight, they've been going at a pretty fast pace.
Yeah, they have. They've sped it up quite a bit and, not really – I guess a little bit of no huddle, but they have set at the line before they've snapped it.
So back at the under center goes Barger. Barger hands off right side, and that's going to go for about a yard for Gibson up to the 40, Gary. York's going to have to come up with something to break that. Maybe set that little screen that Jackson kind of used against them.
Maybe, and the play slow coming in, Gary. Miles Lefevue bringing in the play. Barger's got it, but he's still not under center, and we're down to 154.
Yeah, York in no hurry whatsoever, it seems, at this point. As Barger goes under center. Barger rolls out. Now he's going to take off up the middle. Barger's got some running room. Barger headed to the left side. Got one man to beat, but he's going to be brought down right at about the 12-yard line. Good run by the Barge on that one.
Yeah, great run. He saw a seam, turned it upfield, Gary, and got by a couple of blockers, and he was off to the races. One guy to beat out there, and that guy able to get him down.
And that is a conditioned heating cooling. First down for the Dragons. As back up now will come Barger under center. Barger. Two-man backfield. Going to hand off to Gibson right side, and Gibson going to be swallowed up right there. Maybe got to the 10. Now they're going to say about the 11, so he got a yard at most.
Yeah, give him a yard, maybe two. It looks like they marked him about a 2-yard gain here, Gary. So not much running between the tackles tonight.
But we're down under a minute to go here in this first half.
Timeout, York.
And York takes a timeout, so we'll take one with them after the break. It is York 3 and Grundy County nothing with less than a minute to play in the first half.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435. A proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
So York takes a timeout, Gary, and the Dragons have 57 seconds left to go in this, but we do know they have a field goal kicker now.
Yeah, we do, Gary. Michaela Reagan with a 35-yarder in that first quarter, and this one be a little closer if York can't get it in the end zone. We're looking at 2nd and 9 here from about the 13-yard line, and York's been very conventional so far this year, and one thing about Derwin Wright team, they always had a play or two, and guys, see, maybe York's got a play here, something you can put on and try to get this ball in the end zone, Gary. A touchdown here would be huge.
That's true. The way both teams are having trouble moving the football, a 10-point lead might be big going in at halftime. As Barger now takes snap, pitches it out late to Stover. Stover going to try to cut back inside. Stover breaks the tackle, and he gets leveled and dropped right there. He fumbled the ball, but fell back on it. And Gary, that's going to bring up 3rd down and still about 5 yards for the Dragons, and we got 40 seconds to play. York doesn't have a whole lot of time to waste. They're going to get it in the end zone here. They'll take the snap, rolling out Barger. Barger looking the end zone. Barger going to be ran out of bounds. No, he did not get out of bounds, so York's going to have to call a quick timeout here, as that's going to be 4th down and about 5, and York may let it run down and take that timeout, Gary, with just a few seconds left, and let Michaela go for another field goal.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing here. They're not looking to run another play. They're going to call timeout here,
and we're down to 3 seconds. There's the timeout. Timeout on the field. York takes a break. We'll be back to see if Michaela Reagan can tally another one right after this.
This is Emily Gibson, your local Twin Lakes security consultant. Kids are headed back to school now, and more than ever, your internet needs to keep up with all the new changes this year has to offer. Twin Lakes Gigabit Internet is fast, reliable, and ready to handle the busy school year. With several packages to choose from, we can help you find the perfect speed for your family. Call or stop by one of our 7 local offices to see what Twin Lakes can do for you today.
We've got 3.6 seconds left to go here, and Gary and Michaela Reagan come back out to try to put York up by 6, and that could be big in this game.
Good, Gary, and this one going to be about a 24-yarder, maybe something about like that, 23, 24 yards.
It looks like it's a little bit to the right side.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. This is wide of the right hash, so going to kick this back to the left to see how she does about hooking one through the uprights.
And holding it will be, it's like we'll see who's holding it here in a minute. The snap's a little high. The kick is up. The kick is good. Reagan with a 25-yarder at the end of the first half. The Dragons go in at halftime, leading it 6-0.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No!
But when you order Pizza Hut for the game, you know exactly what you'll hear.
What the? Oh, that looks fantastic.
Your favorite pizza.
Ooh.
Those awesome wings.
What?
Plus sides and desserts.
Yeah.
All waiting at pizzahut.com. So order now, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Huh. What game?
Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges and minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charges not a driver tip.
And Coach Charles Vaughn, 17 years of coaching. He took his team to the state playoffs and led them in multiple district and bowl championships. His life modeled teamwork, integrity, and hard work. I'm Joy Vaughn, and this man not only was my dad, but he was my coach. I grew up learning these values, and they are a large part of what Meadow Thrift Pharmacy is founded on. Come out and support our York football team.
The The Gary Maxwell Insurance Office, offering area insurance, is located at 300 West Central Avenue in Jamestown. Get a free quote for your home, auto, life, or business with no obligation to buy. Call 879-1251. Shane Beatty, Katie Cooper, Tammy Robbins, and Brad Rains agents, along with Jeff Robbins, manager, will be happy to assist you. That's Gary Maxwell Insurance, located 300 West Central Avenue, with locations in Livingston, Cookeville, and Gainesboro.
And right back here at York Institute, where we're at halftime of this one, and it's been, Gary, I guess, the Michaela Reagan show tonight. Michaela coming out first two kicks. She's hit a 35-yarder and a 25-yarder.
Yeah, and she is the scoring for York, not only in the game but on the season too, Gary. And, besides, the excitement that she's brought to the game, York's got to get that ball in the end zone, Gary. You got to get that ball in the end zone, and they just, you can't get out executed by the defense down there. You got plays you practice. You got to get the block set, the execution there, and get the back through the hole, and more importantly, get him in the end zone.
Now, Kayla's been the big story so far, Gary, but York, the other big story of this first half, York has had just absolutely great field position. It's been on the Yellow Jacket end of the field all night except for one possession, and then it was like at the 42 or 43 of York, and York's just not been able to do anything with it.
They haven't, York has run 27 plays in the first half for 74 yards. Grundy County only got 17 plays for 14 yards, and I know we'll go through the stats, but that just tells what your comment is. I mean, neither team. York has got some plays and put a little bit together, but no consistency to that, Gary.
Well, it's time now for our Showtime Ford halftime spots. Folks, if you're looking for a new car, head on over to Wartburg, because Fords are cheaper over in the country.
Hello folks, Bruce Babb, GM at Showtime Ford in Wartburg, Tennessee. We are your full-service dealer for sales, leasing, and ordering. We have lenders for all types of credit. We have a great selection of new and pre-owned SUVs and vans. We service all types of vehicles. Call Service Manager Terry Martinez. Our pledge is to make you happy and for you to feel at home. Come by and see us at our dealership on Highway 62 in Wartburg. Call 1-877-NEW-FORD. Visit us online at ShowtimeFord.com. Remember folks, it's go time at Showtime.
And back here at halftime, Gary, it's time now for the Showtime Ford halftime stats. Take a look at these first half stats.
Well, of course, Gary, the big stat is York's ahead in the scoreboard 6-0, and in the first half, York had 4 first downs, 25 carries, 74 yards. They're 0 of 2 through the air, 27 total plays, 74 yards in that first half. For Grundy County, they have 14 rushes for 0 yards. They have completed 2 of 3 passes through the air for 14 yards, have 17 total plays for 14 yards. You look at the other big stat here, both teams with 6 penalties in the first half. Grundy County 6 for 55, York 6 for 35. Grundy County's lost 2 fumbles as well in that first half. York fumbled once and recovered it. Individually for York, they're leading rushing by Dalton Barger, 7 carries for 30 yards. Caden Stover, 6 carries for 20 yards. Zach Gibson, 9 carries, 16 yards. And Ricky Clark, 1 carry for 4 yards. Dalton Barger, 0 of 2 through the air in the first half. For Grundy County, they were leading rushing by Jordan Hackworth, 1 carry, 6 yards. Gavin Tate, 6 carries for 2 yards. Bryson Braden, 3 carries for 2 yards, and Jacob Dixon, 4 carries for -10. In the air, Jacob Dixon's 2 for 2 for 14 yards. Bryson Braden's 0 of 1, and Jordan Hackworth caught both of the passes for 14 yards. You look at it defensively, York's led in tackling by Zach Gibson with 4 tackles, Evan Tompkins with 3. Grundy County led by Walt Jones with 7 tackles in that first half. And for the scoring, 15 seconds ago in the first quarter, it was Michaela Reagan on a 35-yard field goal to 7 plays, 8 yards on that drive, 3:07, give York a 3-0 lead. And as time expired at halftime, it was Michaela Reagan for 25 yards out, sixth place, 35 yards, 2:20 off the clock, and that's where we're at halftime, 6-0.
So halftime of this one, and at the half, York is on top 6-0. Thank you to Showtime Ford for our halftime stats. Showtime Ford over in Wartburg. Place to check out if you need a new car. Check out the guys at Showtime Ford in Wartburg. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes.
Hello, folks. Bruce Babb, GM at Showtime Ford in Wartburg, Tennessee. We are your full-service dealer for sales, leasing, and ordering. We have lenders for all types of credit. We have a great selection of new and pre-owned SUVs and vans. We service all types of vehicles. Call Service Manager Terry Martinez. Our pledge is to make you happy and for you to feel at home. Come by and see us at our dealership on Highway 62 in Wartburg. Call 1-877-NEW-FORD. Visit us online at ShowtimeFord.com. Remember, folks, it's go time at Showtime.
We're at halftime of this one, and Gary, this first half, what can you say? It's just been a struggle for both teams offensively. It's not been that great of a defensive battle either. It's just really been both teams. It looks like both teams got the other's playbook and know what they're going to run.
Pretty much, and it's been sloppy football, Gary. We saw a lot of sloppy football in the opener, and it's continued on tonight. And if you're York, you want to get out here and build a drive, get some consistency. York has run the ball at times for positive yardage, and you got to continue to do that. But there was 88 yards of offense in the first half by both teams, Gary, and you hear that old sports saying, you'd rather watch paint dry, and there were times, you'd rather watch paint dry. It just, neither team executing on offense.
And so many penalties.
Yeah, dozen penalties for 90 yards in the first half by both teams. So, if you're York, you got to clean some things up, and it's really got to start right now.
And York had that problem the game we did as well, Gary. They had a lot of penalties against the Jackson County Blue Devils.
Yeah, the big difference for York tonight is they haven't turned the ball over, Gary.
Yep.
So, they haven't turned it over in the first half, and they get the ball here to start the second half.
Well, here we go. We're getting ready for the second half to get underway as the Yellow Jackets will kick it away. Grundy County trailing 6-0, and to kick it away is number 8, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, Josh Atkins will be the kicker here.
And he's going to be a little short punt or kick all the way down the 25 as back will come Gibson. Gibson's breaking a tackle. Gibson's still on his feet up to the 45-yard line. And, Gary, once again, York has great field position. They've just got to do something with it.
Yeah, they kicked that ball short to the up man, but they kicked it to really, the best running back on York's team. And Gibson able to return that about 20 yards, and York, while they're on their side of the field for the second time tonight, they're in great shape here.
Gary, you mentioned it at the break during the halftime break that Jordan Hackworth limping pretty bad. He's back out there, but he was a player that got up slow that time.
Yeah, Case King is over here too, number 25, and don't look like he may make it back in the game tonight.
And this time, York hands it off, and it's going to be on the ground, and Grundy County picks it up. They're headed the other way. Hackworth with the ball, and Hackworth headed down the sideline. Finally going to be brought down, Gary, but that time Grundy County took the handoff.
Yeah, and we've seen them be so close all night, Gary, and on that play, they hit Barger before he could make the handoff to Stover, and the ball's rolling there. Stover didn't get the handoff cleanly, and Hackworth picks it up and heads down the left sideline. Probably should have scored, but instead strung it out towards the sideline rather than turned it back in towards the middle of the field, and allowed York to save a touchdown there.
Gary, if I said deja vu from the first play for Grundy County, they fumbled it. York got it, and now Grundy County here in the second half has got it back after one play by the Dragons after their first penalty. They're going to have it right about the 11-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets deep in Dragon territory. They'll hand it off to the second man through. That's big number 3, Hargis, and he'll pound ahead for about 4 on the carry, and that's going to make it 2nd and about 6 for the first down.
Actually, that was number 5, Gavin Tate, Gary, on the carry, and hard running right up the middle and about 5-6 yards on that carry.
Tate's got some size, Gary. He's a big kid in there. They told us that Hargis would be doing most of the running before the game, but they probably gave us the wrong player, as that's Tate that's been doing the most running for the Yellow Jackets. As back up now will come the quarterback, Dixon. He'll hand it to the same player, and he'll bang straight ahead as Tate's going to get maybe another yard, Gary, up to the 5, and it's going to be a third down and about 4 for the first down, I believe.
Yeah, I think he got a couple on that one. Once again, trying to run behind big number 74 on the, it's number 79 on that line, and York able to close it down that time and kind of fill up the hole and hold him to about a yard.
So York needs to bow up here, Gary, and hold him here. It's going to be third down, and it looks like from where they're marking it, about 5 for the first down. So 3rd and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. After Hackworth picked up the loose ball and took it down the field, the Yellow Jackets not moving it much. They've got about 5 yards in 2 plays. Here's the third play in the second half for them. As up will come Dixon. He'll hand it back to Tate up the middle, and Tate's going to be stacked up right there, Gary.
Got a couple of yards, but it's going to be 4th down no, they're not giving him anything. So it's going to be 4th and 5 from about the 5-yard line. They have to get it inside the 1-yard line to get a first down. They can't get a first down without a touchdown.
So York now would like to get a stop here, Gary. A stop here would be big for York. And I don't know, Yellow Jackets, maybe they're going to kick a field goal. They sent in a team of fresh jerseys, I'll put it that way. None of these guys got any dirt on their jersey.
No, they don't. And
they're going to kick a field goal.
Yeah, they're going to kick here. And it looks like number 18 is going to be the holder. That's Cecil Rogers. And I
can't see the number of the kicker either. I
did not get that, but they're lined up. It's about, there's a flag.
And that may be a delay of game. Boy, this has been one of those things that have just killed both teams.
They were late getting on the field, Gary, and the clock runs out. They'll have to kick this now. This becomes a little more of a effort.
And number 8 is the kicker, I believe. That is the guy that kicked off a moment ago.
John Askins.
Askins will step back, and Askins now will try a 25-yarder. We'll see if he's as proficient as York's kicker from the 25. It's down. The kick is up. The kick is right down the middle, and we got a field goal ball game, as that one is a 25-yarder for the Yellow Jackets. So we are at the 9 minute and 1 second left to go here in the third quarter. York on top, 6-3.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward. And Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
Well, the Yellow Jackets cut the lead in half, Gary, and so far it's been not for kickers, I guess. This is field goal city here.
It is, and John Askins with a 25-yarder there, and gets Grundy County on the board. York turns it over, and turnover leads to 3 points. You gotta cover the ball, Gary. That one Grundy County disrupted the handoff and able to pick up the fumble.
And so now Askins will kick it away again, as Askins just cuts it to a 3-point game, a field goal difference between the two. So far, that is all the scoring. We've got the field goal kickers looking to vie for player of the game, evidently, tonight, as back will go Askins to kick it away. Back deep is Stover and I can't see the other number. Is that Gibson back deep, or is Gibson short?
I believe that's Helbig back there.
And the kick, it's going to go over toward Helbig. Helbig's going to knock it down at the 15, brings it back to the 20, and he's going to be rocked right there. And this, Gary, is the worst field position of the night for the Dragons.
It is. Not a good return there. Helbig kindly bobbled the ball, didn't really get any steam going forward, and got rocked at about the 22-yard line. So that's where York will take over.
And this is the worst field position York's had all night. York spent all the first half down on the Yellow Jacket end gear. Now we're swapping the scenario. So far, it's all been down on York's end early this second half.
Yeah, and York got to put together a drive here, Gary. I say it at halftime, and I'll say it again. You got to get some consistency and move the ball starting right now.
And it'll be Barger under center. Barger quick, a slant, and there's a great catch by the Dragons. That'll get up to about the 31-yard line. And I believe that's Big Bad Thad out there with the catch, and Big Bad with the almost first down. And that was a good-looking throw from Barger.
Yeah, a little seam route, just a two-step drop and throw the ball, and Tolman right there in the seam caught it and turned it upfield for 9 yards.
So back up come the Dragons now with 2 in the backfield. They're going to pitch it out this time to Gibson, left side. Gibson's got the first down. Not much more of those. They'll get over the 35 to about the 37-yard line. And, Gary, the Yellow Jackets on pursuit have just been outstanding.
Yeah, it is. A decent run by Gibson. Got 6 yards out of that, Gary. So, first down, Dragons.
The Dragons with a 1st and 10 now as back up comes Barger. Barger with that was a condition heating and cooling first down, I should say, is now back over to Stover, and Stover's going to get about a yard. They're pitching it to Stover about 10 yards deep. He's really having to do a lot of running just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that pitch is going way wide, and the pursuit from Grundy County is just stringing him out towards the sideline, and we've got a penalty on
York. Yes. Of course we've got another penalty. This has been the theme of the night, Gary. You make a play, and then you get a penalty.
Yeah, so
that's going to be a hold, I believe. Yep.
Blocking the back.
Blocking the back.
Yeah, so they'll back them up 10 yards, and it'll be 1st and 20 for York.
Yeah, so actually going to be more than 1st and 20 from where the penalty was. It looks like more like about a 1st and 24.
Yeah, so they're actually, the penalty happened at the 35-yard line, so they're backing it up to the 25-yard line.
So they're going to say it's going to be 1st and 25 for the Dragons. Now Barger, the quick out again, and that one's going to be behind, and it's going to be incomplete.
That was, that play didn't have it didn't really develop, Gary. Barger made the throw, and the receivers really didn't turn and look at it.
This time they'll split out to the left side, Miles Lefew, and looks like over to they got 2-man backfield again as Barger comes under center. Got split out wide to the right, looks like Miller. As York takes the snap, they'll roll out, pitch it out this time to that's going to go for maybe a couple of yards, and that was Castellon, I believe, with the carry.
Yeah, that was Nathaniel Castellon on the carry, and not a whole lot of running there, a couple of yards, so it's going to be 3rd and long.
That pitch so far deep back is really just giving Grundy County a chance to come up and make the play. That pitch is just too far back.
It is, and they've got good speed at linebacker, Gary, and they're able to pursue those running lanes and cut them off.
Now Barger back rolling out. He's going to throw downfield. Got a man out there, but it's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Miller at the 40-yard line, but it goes incomplete. And now you're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, it's 4th down and 23, so it's a punting situation for York here. Grundy County going to get the ball back here in decent field position.
And they're going to send back Hackworth. We talked about Hackworth a while ago looking a little bit gimpy, but Gary, he didn't look gimpy on that fumble return. Now he's going back to take the kickoff return, or the punt return.
Yeah, he's back about the 36-yard line, and Barger going to punt this one away.
And Barger has it blocked, and York's going to fall on it, but Barger had it blocked at the 23-yard line, and Gary, that's York Barger right up almost at like a quarterback spot, and then he caught the ball and tried to punt it, and Big 79 just swatted it down.
That's the fallback of not being in punt formation, Gary, and trying to punt out of that formation, and had that one blocked right back on them, and had to cover it at about the 23-yard line. So Grundy County in great shape here again.
7:05 to go in the third. York on top 6-3. And the Yellow Jackets now will come up. And this is just almost the complete opposite of what we saw in the first half with everything being played on Yellow Jackets end. Now it's being played on York's end as Dixon will come up, got the 2-man backfield. Dixon takes the snap, hands it to Tate, second man through, and he's going to bang ahead for maybe a yard.
give him too, Gary. And it looks like Grundy County's just going to run this on the left side of their line, and they're going to try to wear York down over there. They've ran the same play 4 times in a row now, and it just looks like they're trying to impose their will on that right side over there. Gibson plays the right linebacker, but you actually got Austin Cooper over there at one tackle, and I believe you got Ben Cooper at the nose tackle. So they're running right at those guys behind big number 79 for them, which is Dawson Miselek.
Now they're going to take the fake, and the quarterback will take off the right side. A good block out in front of him. Gets inside the 10. We're going to have a flag on that one. That block may have been a little too good, Gary.
Yeah, blocking the backs coming up here, Gary. They clearly blocked the York player in the back, and I didn't see who it was, but this one's going to go backwards, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him right about the 14-yard line.
Actually,
no, it's going to be a hold.
They're going to call holding. They could have called a block in the back, too. Do call a hold here, so it's actually going to go back to probably about the 25-yard line.
So now York gets a big break there. They're going to be the 24-yard line, so it's going to be second and 11. So the Yellow Jackets, Gary, had a first down. That's been taken away. This has been the story of the night for both teams.
Penalties, and that's a killer. Grundy had a first down, and back it up, and it's going to be, instead, it'll be second and 11.
So, and with a 3-point lead, York on top 6-3 with 6:15 to go. The Yellow Jackets are just one play away from taking the lead in this one. And now they'll get under center Dixon. Dixon going to roll out. He's going to try to throw it. Now Dixon's going to be drugged down, and he is sacked there by the Dragons. Big 73. I believe that is
Austin Cooper on the sack. Dixon bobbled that ball, Gary. He bobbled the snap, and that threw off the timing of the play and allowed Cooper to come through and grab a hold of him. He just about pulled away without the ball. Now, do we have a – no, we don't have another – I thought we had another penalty.
No.
We're catching a break on this play.
I think the referee's having to have his rotator cuff fixed is why he's not throwing one on that one. They've thrown so many tonight, they're probably going to need a good massage after this one's over. 5:25 left to go here in quarter number 3. York on top 6-3. The Yellow Jackets with a third and about 15. They got a long way to go to get that first down. He'll take the snap. They'll pitch it over to the left side, and Tate's going to get about maybe up to the 25-yard line. Gary's still going to be 4th and long.
Going to be 4th and long, and Tate is a big back, and he's not real fast, Gary, and to pitch that out to him and try to get him to the corner, that's not going to work. Even if you got the blocking set up out there, York able to string that out easily and make a play.
So now we've got 4th, and now it looks like they're going to go for the field goal from here, Gary, for the tie. This will be about a 41-yarder.
Well, he had plenty of leg on that first one, Gary, and this is John Askins on the try. He had plenty of leg, kicked that kind of low. York needs to put a rush on this.
Snap back, it's a low snap, and it's going to be blocked. York blocks it, and that's going to roll, and the Yellow Jackets will fall on the 35-yard line. But it'll be 1st and 10 by the Dragons, Gary, and that one had no shot in the world.
No, and he kicked the ball low, and that was another low kick, and York managed to get a guy to penetrate through. I didn't see who it was, but got a hand on it and blocked it cleanly, and York going to take over here.
Gray, that was low enough. I think he blocked it with his midsection on that one, because that one had no height on it whatsoever as it come right off his foot, and York had somebody waiting on it there. So the Dragons going to have it 1st and 10, and they keep their 3-point lead. They lead it 6-3. And now we'll see what York can do as they try to move the football. You got Miles left, you split out to the left. You got far side, you got Miller. As York's got the 2-man backfield, they're going to hand it to Gibson, and Gibson's going nowhere, Gary.
He may got a half a yard. Gibson done a good job of making the first guy miss, or he was going to lose a couple of yards. And good penetration by Grundy County again, this back there in the backfield, but the handoff.
Gary, it comes in a situation like this, maybe a trick play. I would maybe try a quick out over here to Lefew. Lefew's a former quarterback. He could throw the ball then, but now they're going to keep it on the ground and drive it up to the 41-yard line. And
Castellan on the carry there. Nice run by Nathaniel.
But then just some bull running on that one. That one wasn't finesse, Gary. That was just hard nose-to-nose run right there.
It was, and we saw a little bit of this in the first game against Jackson County, Gary, that they brought Nathaniel in, gave him the ball, and just asked him to run as hard as he could through the line, try to hit the hole, and got positive yards out of it. About similar time in the game.
It looks like Helbig's checked in now. No, it's going to be Gibson, and now the quick throw is going to be incomplete. Going to be dropped right at the 45-yard line. No, they say it was complete.
No, it's incomplete. It's 4th down, York at the 41. So
the one official started to mark it where he dropped the ball at. These officials are more confused than I am, folks. It's obvious this is not a group of Mensa guys out here. 3 minutes and 10 left to go here in the third quarter. York on top 6-3.
And it's 4th and 6, and York in this wild punt formation again. Let's see what happens.
And that one's going to be punted away by Barger, and that one will hit and roll out of bounds. There'll be no return on it. We'll see where they mark it at. And, Gary, that is a lot of teams are using that rugby-style kicking formation, that catch it and you run to one side. But if you run to one side continuously that one side, everybody's going to flock to that one side.
They are, and York's not really doing that. They're lined up more like a shotgun formation, and Barger's kicking the ball out of that. And that time he made sure he had a little space and got that away pretty quick. And, so he kicked it away, and it looks like Grundy County going to take over about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, so it's 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets. Dixon will come up in under center. He's got Tate back deep in the backfield. He'll take the snap, going to throw the quick out, and that one's going to be picked off. Great job by Jones. Brett Jones with the interception at the 47, and the Dragons get a big defensive play there, Gary.
Another big defensive play, Gary, and Jones, we saw him bat the first one down in the first half. He had seen that play, and he was standing there waiting on the ball and picked it off, and so York going to take over here, 47-yard line of Grundy County. So they have flipped field position and got it back on Grundy County's side of the field.
And with less than 3 minutes to go in the third, Gary, a score by either team might be the winning score, because if York could go down, punch it in, and get a 2-score lead, it'd be hard for Grundy County to come back in this one.
It would, and York got to put together a drive here.
This time Barger's going to roll out to his right. Barger's looking, throws down, got a man out there, and that's going to be called to
incomplete.
They wave it off.
Hit the ground.
Hit the ground, and that was looking for Miller. Miller couldn't hang on to it, Gary. It hits the ground, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Dragons.
Well, Miller wanting that catch. He thought he caught it, and he's over there pleading to the coaches saying he caught it, but it isn't going to matter. The officials said it was incomplete.
Yeah, the official's going to have the last word regardless. It doesn't matter what you say. And once they make the call, they're not going to change it for you. There's no instant replay in high school football, folks. So back up will come Barger. He's got the 2-man backfield of Castellon and Gibson. Castellon's going to get, Castellon just going to lower his head and run over people as Nathaniel, the train, goes straight ahead, picks up about 6.
Yeah, good job by Nathaniel running off the left side there between – kind of in that B gap between the guard and the tackle, and got some good positive yardage out of that.
So 3rd and about 4.5 for the Dragons. They would love to keep this drive alive and maybe punch in a score here. We got 2:18 left to go in the third quarter. They're on top 6-3 in a huge Region 3A matchup here. As now it's going to be handed off this time over to number 55, Ben Cooper, I believe, on the carry, Gary.
Yeah, Ben Cooper on that quick fullback hitter, and he runs it off that left side, and that's going to be about a half a yard to a yard short, it looks like right now. Although I'm going to wait here, and we're going to see.
Yeah, they're going to bring out the chains. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to try to predict that one. But, Gary, that's something. Ben Cooper last year was a fullback.
Yeah, and they used him extensively in that fullback role, and York with something we didn't see in the first game is getting him a couple of carries here.
So we'll see now what he has moved to the offensive line, which is they used him as a lineman now, and now he's getting to run the ball a little bit. And Gary, I think York's going to be real close to a first down.
just short, it looks like. Or no, they're looking really close. The officials still.
The nose of it's right about the.
It's fourth down. It's fourth down and very, very short here. So.
13 about a length, I'll say.
About 2 or 3 lengths, it looks like, but not much more than that. I would say this is going to be a 6-inch play here.
So York now, Gary, this is where if you've got a big quarterback, you use that quarterback sneak and just follow your center right up the middle.
Yeah, Barger can sneak this ball. You just got to, he's got to get below the line, and it's got to be, a silent, quick snap, and then everybody firing here. And, Grundy County got some big kids on that line. It's about who can get lowest here. And, if that's what York decides to do, they may line Ben Cooper up again or Ricky Clark even, and it's going to be Ricky Clark in the fullback spot, so look for him to get the ball here.
Either that or Barger keeping it and Ricky putting his helmet in his back, pushing him forward. Up will come the Dragons. Barger, hand off to the second man. That's Cooper, and Cooper's going to get the first down, Gary.
Ben Cooper running behind Ricky Clark off that left side again, and nice run by Ben Cooper. Got about 4 yards on that, and it'll be a first down York.
A conditioned heating and cooling. First down Dragons.
I'm going to have to jump in on that.
You're going to that's going to be yours.
A good job by York on this left side. It's Evan Tompkins. He's the left guard, and number 65, that's Levi Ramsey at tackle.
This time they're going to hand off to Stover. Stover cut back the middle. Stover breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and he gets tumbled down at about, Gary, looks like about the 15-yard line.
15, 16-yard line. Good run by Stover, though. He got the ball and broke through the line and made a cut back to the right, a nice cut, and, broke into the free. And a couple of Grundy County players tackled him there right about the 15, 16-yard line.
And I'm not sure.
They were going to take injury timeout. I think they're going to make him leave the field.
That's 23.
23 is Austin Thomas. He's a defensive back, and they're going to make him go off. But York was headed off the field, too, thinking it was injury timeout. Instead, they're going to play ball here.
And, by the way, that is a conditioned heating and cooling. First down Dragons. This time they're going to hand it off to Gibson, and Gibson going to be swallowed up, Gary, and they are keying on Gibson.
Yeah, they're not going to let Zach beat him. He got maybe 2 on that play. Gary ran it off the right side. York, very successful, running the ball off the left side to Gary over here, and tried to go right once behind big Ricky Clark, and not much doing on that one.
So it will be, second and about 8 for the Dragons. They can't get the first down without scoring. As take the handoff, and I believe we're going to have movement, and that's going to be a penalty against the Dragons.
Gibson moving again. He took off before the ball was snapped, and when last year when they ran that wing tee, it was all right to send the guy in motion, but when you do it out of that formation, that's a false start, and illegal motion, and Gibson, the guilty party there, back it up 5 yards.
So that makes it second and 13 for the Dragons, as that makes it a whole different outlook, as they'll come up now with a second and 13. Quick hitter across the middle, and that one is going to be dropped. York had a guy out there. The pass was a little bit behind him, as I believe that was Toman again. And Gary, the pass was just a little bit behind him, couldn't hang on to it, but he did knock it to the ground.
Yeah, that was Thaddeus, and he was free in the seam again, Gary, and that ball was it was thrown a little bit behind him, but he got his hands on it. You got to pull that in.
So now it's going to be third down and long for the Dragons. It's 3rd and 13. And we have got a timeout called by York with 7.5 seconds left to go here in the quarter. It is York 6, Grundy County 3, back in 30 seconds.
Going green is good for your energy bill and good for the environment, but making the right choices can be confusing. So let the experts at Condition Heating and Cooling help you find the right solution for your home. We can show you a full lineup of York heating and air conditioning units, from their LX series all the way up to their Affinity series. You're sure to find the right fit for both your needs and your budget. Call Condition Heating and Cooling today to schedule a full inspection on your system and let us show you specific ways you can save energy dollars in your home.
Gary, the Dragons called timeout with 7.5 seconds left to go in the third quarter as they've got a third and 13. We were discussing that. Wasn't sure what the timeout, why they took a timeout at that point.
Well, Gary, you're trying, obviously you're down here. It's a crutch play. You're on the 19-yard line. You got third and 13. You don't want a disaster, but, at the same time, you're trying to get a play to get positive yardage. So maybe you think you have a good play here and you call timeout just to make sure because something's not right as you line up. And, still, that's a hard time to take a timeout here.
And York now with a third and 13. He'll come out quickly. A slant pass, good catch by Miller. It's not going to be enough for the first down, Gary, but he's going to get some good positive yardage.
Yeah, he is. He got about 5-6 yards on that, so move it down to about the 12, 13-yard line. It'll be a field goal opportunity on the other end of the field down here to begin the fourth quarter.
So we're headed to the final frame of this one. York on top 6-3. It's Michaela Reagan time when we come back.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
As teachers, students, and parents prepare to go back to school, we know things look a little different this year. While there is uncertainty, there is also hope for a safe and fun new year with new learning opportunities. At Hall Family Pharmacy, we want to help you get back to school safely. We've stocked masks, hand sanitizer, and fun new hand sanitizer bracelets so your student can focus on learning while you have peace of mind. We also offer Vitamin Club and back-to-school vaccinations to get your student up to date without driving out of town. Teachers, we recognize the efforts you are putting forth to make this school year as normal and fun as possible for your students. Our prayers are with you all, and we are behind you all the way. Don't drive out of town to prepare for back to school. Hall Family Pharmacy and Hall Sports and Outdoors has everything you need to get back to the classroom and locker room.
Well, we're back here for the fourth quarter, and Gary, they originally started to put the ball down at the 19-yard line, and it should be at the 14-yard line. I was telling you about that Mensa stuff. These guys probably aren't charter members of that.
No, and it looks like they're going to mark this put the tee down about the 22-yard line, Gary, so this is a 32-yard attempt from Michaela Reagan.
Michaela with her third attempt of the night. The snap's down. No, they're going to drop back. They're going to throw a quick out, and there's the receiver, incomplete. Had Gibson there, Gary, but could not come up with it. And it's going to be York turning it over on downs as they went for the fake.
Yeah, they did. And Grundy County read it. Walt Jones, number 2, out there covering Gibson, able to disrupt him enough he couldn't catch the ball. And if he caught it, he's probably going to tackle him, and I think he's still a yard or two short.
So now the Yellow Jackets take over deep in their own territory, their own 14-yard line. And, Gary, the Dragons need to stop here with just underway here in the fourth quarter, but still a lot of time and only a 3-point game. At that point, Gary, you're still just one play away from having the lead.
Yeah, you are, and you can question what they did there. I kind of like it in a way that they tried it. Tried to do something to get the ball in the end zone.
So now the Yellow Jackets, it's a fumble. It's on the ground, and I think the quarterback came back up with it, Gary. But it's going to be pushed all the way back to the 6-yard line. Good job by Castellon. He was in there and just leveled Dixon.
He did, and he ended up with the ball, but I think they're calling it down, and it'll be Grundy County's ball. But 8-yard loss, so it'll be 2nd and 18.
And that drops them all the way back to the 4.
But going back to the field goal, I mean, you're trying to get something. You hadn't scored touchdowns in 7 quarters, and you'd like to have those 3 points, but a touchdown still beats you. So,
Yeah, I can understand the call myself. I'm going to see what Dixon does here. Dixon with the two-man backfield hands it off to the big guy over to the right side, and he's going to bang ahead, but he's going to be well short of the first down, Gary. It's going to be 3rd and long again for the Yellow Jackets, something they should be pretty used to.
It is. He did get a nice gain on that out to about the 11-yard line, so he got 5 or 6 yards on the carry, and that was Tate again over the right side.
And Gary, the bad thing about that, getting that yardage, you still had a whole lot more than that to pick up, as they'll come back up. Dixon with Tate on the back deep. York dropping back a little bit. Now they will get the snap, and they'll hand it off to the second man, Tate, again, and he's trying to get him 3, but Gary, he got nowhere. He maybe got a yard on that one.
Yeah, Nathaniel Castellon there again, along with, I believe that was Gibson. Zach Gibson on the play, held him up, and Miles Lepew came in and helped finish that off. So Grundy County in a punt formation, I'm sure, here.
And I'd like to see Lepew come up a little bit closer and maybe see what he can do, maybe if he can get a return on this one.
I'm sure they're not going to let him catch the ball, Gary, but it'd be nice to see him catch one, try to turn it upfield. This guy kicks it straight up in the air here and get under it and try to make a play.
Because that's number 64.
Logan Short, right?
Yeah, I think so, as he kicks it off. Now he gets a boomer on this one. Lefty's going to take it at the 44, and Lefty touched his knee down, and he knows it. He was upset with himself. He was looking to head to that left side, but he went down to catch it with his knee on the ground.
The referee didn't see it, Gary. He gave himself up, and the referee, neither one, the side judge over here or the back judge, either one saw his knee hit the ground. Neither one of them called it dead, and Miles gave himself up on that one.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Dragons at the 44-yard line, Gary. Once again, you work with good field position, just haven't been able to do anything with it.
No, they haven't, and, give that ball here. Ben Cooper's in the backfield with Gibson and Ricky Clark. Let's run off the left side and see.
And York's going to fumble it. They handle it off up the middle, and it's going to be the Yellow Jackets coming up with it. And, Gary, York turns it right back over.
Yeah, they hand that ball off to Ricky Clark. He never got it, Gary, and fumbled it. Grundy County recovers it, and they've got the ball in nice field position now.
So, yeah, the Yellow Jackets got to try to do something with Gary. They've not been impressive at all trying to handle the ball either. They've not been able to move it much at all. It's just been more frustrating than having a Rubik's Cube with no colors on it.
Yeah, they had 61 yards total offense through 3 quarters, Gary, and you're not going to beat hardly anybody doing that, except York only has 129 through 3 quarters.
So 9:26 left to go in the game, and the Yellow Jackets with the ball. They're going to hand it off over the right side to Tate, and Gary Tate's just banging ahead, and that's what you mentioned earlier. They're just trying to wear York down and let Tate run here.
Yeah, they're running over that right side, Gary, and he gets about 4 yards on that one, 3.5, and nice run on first down in this game for sure.
Folks, we appreciate everybody joining us on WDEB. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, we got our live streaming video on that. Thanks for joining us on whichever you're watching, and we're going to get set for the Yellow Jackets come up with 2nd and about 7. And they'll take the snap. They'll hand it off, and Tate hit right there. Gary's going to lose about 3 yards back to the original line of scrimmage.
They're going to give him forward progress to the 49, I think, Gary. So that'll be the 44. So he'll lose 2, and it'll be 3rd and 9.
So the Yellow Jackets, they've not been, needless to say, neither team's been impressive moving the ball tonight here in this game.
No, they haven't. Grundy County cannot run the football. They've ran it 22 times for 47 yards, and they have struggled to run the ball all night. Well, I believe we got a timeout here.
I think we got an injured player maybe. Yeah, I think number 79 may have some blood.
He does, so he's coming off the field.
And if they don't take a timeout, they'll have to put somebody in to replace him. Big 79. Now 75 going to come in his place, and Let's see who 75 is. That is Matt Bourne. And, Gary, this could be a big play here as they've been running behind Big 79 all night long.
Yeah, they have. You know, he's the biggest player on their team, so a big third down without him here.
Now back goes the quarterback. He's dropping back, gets away from one, gets away from another. Then he's going to get swarmed under, and he is back all the way to the 34-yard line, Gary, and the Dragons coming in waves on that one. And the quarterback is hurt. He's grabbing his knee. He is hurt. Dixon is down, and he is holding that left leg right at the knee. So that is not a good sign there as the Dragons, Gary, had everybody coming after him.
Yeah, that looks like a knee or it may be an ankle, Gary. He, I don't know. They're actually looking at
maybe a cramp.
Cramps. Yeah, I believe he's got cramps. So, you know, fortunately for him, you don't want to see anybody get hurt. So, but those cramps are painful this time of year, and it's not as humid tonight, but, you know, not as muggy, but still humidity's probably up somewhat, and you got to stay hydrated, and, you know, the cramps setting in for Dixon here.
While they're working on him, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No!
But when you order Pizza Hut for the game, you know exactly what you'll hear.
What the? Oh, that looks fantastic.
Your favorite pizza.
Ooh.
Those awesome wings.
What?
Plus sides and desserts.
Yeah.
All waiting at pizzahut.com. So order now, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Huh. What game?
Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges and minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charges not a driver tip.
Back here where Dixon is up, Gary has those cramps, and he has come off the field, and now back is Miles Lefew as they're going to have to punt it away here. It's 4th and 20, and York could really use something big here. They need something big to happen and get this game, get a good lead. A 2-score lead might be enough to win this thing.
Yeah, I think another score, you know, makes you look really good here. And, you know, Lefew had a chance to return that last one. Let's see what he does with this one.
And there's a line drive that's going to take a hit, and it's going to roll. And Lefew's just going to back away from it. It's going to die just inside the 30 as York will have it at their own 29.5-yard line. And, Gary, we're down to 7 minutes, 42 seconds left to go. A good long drive by York and a touchdown. This game pretty well be sealed.
Yeah, touchdown, you know, probably ends this one. But, you know, York hadn't been close to the end. You know, they've been close, but, no, not really what you call a threat. And, you know, York got to put together a drive. I keep saying it, but, you know, get a couple of blocks and get a long run. You know, their long run of the night, at least through 3 quarters. You know, Barger had a 26-yard run. That's their longest run, their big play of the night.
Barger under center. This time takes the snap, hands it over right side, and that is, I believe, Stover on the carry.
Gibson on the carry.
And, Gary, they've just been sniffing Gibson out all night. They're waiting for Gibson.
Yeah, ran a little different play there off the right side, Gary, a little bit of a trap play, and Gibson able to get through the York line between the guard and the center and got about 2 to 3 yards out of that.
And we're down to 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the game. York up by 3, a 6-3 ball game. 2 field goals by Michaela Reagan. And now York going to take the snap, pitch it out quickly to the left side, and that's going to get a couple of yards as going ahead was Gibson. And, Gary, I think the lineman for the Yellow Jackets, I believe he was offside on that play.
I didn't actually see that, and obviously the officials are on with me, but I wouldn't doubt it, you know, just looking at the way the angles are and everything, he could have been.
36 that time jumped really quick and was coming at a full head of steam trying to get to the quarterback. As now it'll hand off this time on the left side. That's going to go for maybe a yard or two. Going to bring up a 3rd down and about 5, and I'm not sure who had that one, Gary.
I'm not.
Or 4th down and 5.
It's going to be 4th down. That was actually Gibson again, I think, on the carry there. And so Gibson 3 times. It's 4th down and about 4, and got to look. York probably going to put this ball in the air here, give it back to Grundy County.
And, Gary, if you look at this one, this is going to be – whoever loses this game tonight's going to realize this was a game they should have won.
Yes, they should. And Barger off the side of his foot.
Hits that one to the 43-yard line of the Yellow Jackets, and the Yellow Jackets taking over. They got good field position, Gary. It's just a matter of whether they can move the ball or not.
Yeah, they haven't been able to move the ball, and hadn't no passing game, and the running game, York has stuffed it all night long. So York got to come up here and play some more defense.
Triple nickels left on the clock, 5:55. York on top 6-3, Gary. As we said in this one, when you're up by 3, one play and you're in the lead.
One play is all it takes, and York got to stand up on defense here once again. Barger, that punt, 21 yards, did hit it offside his foot and give Grundy County excellent field position here.
This time they'll try to get the quarterback out, and he's going to be dropped all the way back to the 33-yard line. And Gary Dixon, I don't know if I'm Dixon, I'm going to look over the coach and say, call something else. Brother, you're killing me back here.
Yeah, he looks up, and there's 2 York players in his face. Zach Gibson, one of them, and it may have been Isaiah Strong, the other one there, right in his face, and then a couple others, Caden Buck and another one, I believe it may have been Castellan, come in and help clean that up to get him down for a huge loss.
2nd and 18, and I think they had a guy in motion there but didn't get the call. Now he breaks free, and he's still on his feet, and he'll get up to the 45-yard line. And I believe that was
Tate on the carry.
Tate on the carry.
Yeah, and he gets about 10 yards. Fumbled that ball. They caught him down. Number 77, Joshua Turner, actually recovered the ball, but they gave him progress to where he was down.
Gary, before the snap, he leaned forward and kind of fell forward and took a step. I thought maybe they'd get a start on him, but they didn't call it.
Should have been procedure, and he no call on that one. So it's 3rd and 9 from the 44.
York needing to stop here as Dixon. Now we got to move, but now we'll get that 5 yards we should have got a minute ago.
Yeah, number 60, that's Josh Childers. He moved clearly and backed them up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 14.
So now York needs to stop here and get the ball back. If nothing else, just get the ball back and run the clock out.
Make them use their timeouts here. And, York has moved the ball at times very well. And the blocks, they're sending, they're going to make York throw the ball. They're sending 1 or 2 more than York can block on every play. And, just shutting down the York running game.
So now it's going to be 3rd and about 15 for the Yellow Jackets. Got Tate in the backfield. Dixon under center. Dixon trying to get York to jump. No jump, and now he'll hand it off. Second man through is going to be hit and dropped right there, and I believe, Gary, that was number 2, Jones, wasn't it?
It was. Jones on the carry, and that was Isaiah Strong that met him right in the hole there and took him down, and it's going to be 4th down and 14.
So now the Yellow Jackets got to punt it away, Gary. With neither team moving the football, they probably think they can get it back with a few minutes left to go.
Yeah, and York going to actually send Dalton Barger back to return this punt, Gary, and, making sure hands back there, and Grundy County going to have to kick this ball away, and time's running out.
So they'll punt it away with 3:34 to go. York just needs to hold on here as the punt just gets away, and he booms this one. Barger going to take it to the 30. Barger up to the 35, and Barger's going to be dropped right there. York with the return has got it with 3:22 left to go in the ball game, Gary. York a few timeouts, first downs, I'm saying, and they'll have this one wrapped away. And now we're going to have a late flag.
I'm afraid that might be on York, too, and too many York jerseys around that one. So we'll see what they do here, but I believe that it's going back the Dragons up.
Cooler heads got to prevail in this, so you got to be careful when you're in this situation.
It looks like we may be going the other way. They're facing that. This is going to be on Grundy County.
Yeah, Grundy County is going to give up a big penalty here, and And, Gary, that's one of those situations. We had this the last time Grundy County was up here. We had this kind of situation. Personal foul, York.
So it is going to go against York, and it is going to go back 15 yards.
Oh, so that's going to put York all the way back to the 20. But, Gary, right now York needs to hang on the football and just get a couple of first downs and run this clock out, make them use their timeouts, and then run this clock out.
26-yard line, Gary. It'll 25-yard line is what the scoreboard says. Should be 26. It'll be York 1st and 10. I believe I would run Nathaniel Castellon here, Gary, a couple of times. Maybe Ben Cooper off the other side.
Yeah.
And, just power running here and see what you can get.
They got big Ricky Clark in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Cooper behind Ricky, and he's going to go straight ahead, going to pick up about 4. And now maybe that's what York's going to do, Gary, just pound it straight ahead and make the Yellow Jackets use their timeouts.
I believe they are, and actually got about 6 yards out of that, Gary, so moved it out to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 with 3 minutes left to go in this one, and York just can take their time. The official now telling Grundy County's coach to get off the field. He comes way out to tell his boys what to do when in the break between plays. Barger, he's going to take his own sweet time. He'll wait for that official to raise his arm. There he goes. Now you got 5 seconds. He'll hand it off once again to Cooper. Cooper over the left side. Cooper bangs ahead. He's going to be close to a first down, Gary, maybe about a yard short.
That's less than a yard. That'll probably be about. They may take a look at this. So actually, it's going to be about a half a yard, Gary. So it's 3rd and less than a yard here. A huge play for the Dragons.
The Dragons get a first down here, and the Yellow Jackets going to have to start using their timeouts, Gary.
They used one right here, so it looks like clock stop. 2:14 to go.
2:14 to go. York on top, 6-3. We'll be back. No, actually, they're not taking a timeout, I don't believe.
They're measuring.
They're taking timeout to measure, so we'll keep it here as they'll bring it out, and we'll see what York needs for the first down. And York's going to need...
It is short.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very short, probably about less than a foot, maybe.
Yeah, so it's 3rd and very short here. York needs a first down to put this one away, and Ben Cooper's looked good on the first 2, Gary. Let's try that again.
I think right here you might want to try with the just a quarterback sneak on this one, Gary. Just to not have the less you have to hand the football off, less chance you have putting it on the ground.
Yeah, that's true, but York has not shown they're willing to do that. So got this full house backfield again. Let's see what happens.
We're down under 2 minutes. The clock ticking away, and Barger right up the middle as Barger going to get up to the 40-yard line for a condition, heating and cooling. First down, Dragons.
That was a huge hole, Gary. He actually stood up and walked through that hole for about 5 yards, and that hole was so huge that he didn't get touched till he's past the line of scrimmage.
And now we're going to have a timeout called by the Yellow Jackets. Timeout. We got a $1:34 left to go in this one. The Dragons on top, 6-3.
This is James Green, your local Twin Lakes security consultant. Listen up, residents of Quail Hollow, 6th Street, Quinlan Lake, and Hickory Flats. Let's fly at the speed of gig with the fastest, most reliable broadband service available through Twin Lakes. Work, game, stream, and connect with speeds up to 1 gig, 1,000 megabits per second, all with no data caps. Visit us at our local Cookeville office or give us a call at 931-476-2151 to see what Twin Lakes can do for you today.
Well, back here, Gary, where York gets a big first down there, and now the Dragons can pretty much run this clock out. The Yellow Jackets, I believe, got a couple more timeouts. They can stop it a couple more times, but another first down, the Dragons can get in that victory formation.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many timeouts. I believe Grundy County did have their whole complement. So, 1st and 10 here for York. You probably got to run a play here, run a couple of plays, and see where the clock ends up before they use their timeouts.
94 seconds left to go. York needs to hang on the football here as the snap. They'll hand it off to Cooper to the left side. Cooper going to get about to the line of scrimmage, maybe.
he didn't get much on that one. Ran off that left side again, and maybe got a half a yard.
Yeah. Gary, that it seems like York's having more success running right straight up the middle.
They are, Ben ran a couple of nice plays off tackle there, to get that last first down. So trying to go that play again, Grundy County on top of it.
Grundy County calls timeout with 1:28 to go. York's on top, 6-3.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435. A proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
Well, the Dragons, Gary, a couple more plays, and they can about salt this one away.
Gary, you come up here and maybe run something wide, and Grundy County's going to be crashing.
Now back will go the Dragons over to the right side this time.
Yeah, that was Gibson on the carry. Gibson gets it out to about the 45-yard line, but County is pushing everything towards the middle of the line, Gary, and this might be a good time to pitch, or, you really don't want to pitch, but still, try to get something going wide and see if you can get some positive yards that way.
Grundy County takes another timeout with 1:23 to go in the game. It's still 6-3 Dragons. Well, here we go. I believe that was Grundy County's last time out, if I'm not mistaken, Gary. So they can't stop the clocking. And this is the ball game here. If York can get the first down, then this thing's over.
It is 3rd and 5 from the 45, and York going to line up a big third down here, 1:23 to go.
They got big Ricky Clark in the backfield to block. Now Barger going to take it out the left side. Barger goes down the line. He's going to get the first down at the 50 or at the 45-yard line of Grundy County, and that is a conditioned heating and cooling game-winning first down.
Yeah, this will run. They'll have to take a knee or two, but flag down on the play, Gary.
Okay, so, well maybe we prematurely gave them that first down as they're going to back it up against York. So a little bit of life still left for Grundy County as we were a little bit premature on that one.
Holding.
So York will back up, and now it's going to be 3rd down, and Gary, a long way to go for the Dragons. By the time will they start the clock here when they spot the ball? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. This will be a snap. The clock will start on actually.
We'll start on the snap.
Yeah,
so
it will start on the snap. So it's 3rd and 17 from the 34. York got to get it all the way out to almost Smithfield.
So now it's going to be handed off over the left side. This is Cooper. Cooper goes outside, stays in bounds, picks up about 7 yards, and that is going to make the Dragons have to pump this away, Gary. So now it comes to be interesting. You're going to get back to them one last time.
Yeah, York will run the clock down here, probably take a timeout before they kick this away, Gary. And you got to think this will probably take it down to about 35 seconds before York takes the timeout.
So you're going to let the clock run down, and once the official comes up with the hand and starts that motion down, they'll take a timeout, as Gary said, with about 35 seconds to go. There's the hand, the arm, and here we go. They'll start to click it down, and we're going to have a timeout called by York. Timeout on the field, 26.7 seconds to go. York with a 6-3 lead. They'll punt it away when we come back.
No one knows sweet tea like the folks around here, because folks around here know what it feels like to earn something. And there's nothing more rewarding than the taste of fresh brewed tea sweetened just right. Like Mickey D's sweet tea. Now it comes in a new cup that keeps the tea cold longer. So whether you're taking a 10 or because, it's hot out here, your sweet tea will be cold. So stop by McDonald's and get any size sweet tea for just $1. Lemon available upon request. Claim compared to prior large size beverage cup. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Well, York has 26.7 seconds left to play out before they win their first game of the season, Gary. But the Yellow Jackets going to get the ball, and here is the situation they've got. They're going to be punted to. You mentioned it a moment ago. You'd punt out of bounds. I'm with you there. I wouldn't even give them the opportunity to try a return because they've not had much of offense anyway. And with 26 seconds, if they have to take it down 50, 60 yards, it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I don't think you give them a chance to touch the ball here, Gary. Just kick it out of bounds, hopefully about the 40-yard line or so. And
there's the punt. It's going to hit, and it's going to roll right toward the return man, number 24. You guys get outside. He spins away from one, still on his feet. York's got him trapped, though, at the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, and there's a flag and a hat on that one. So,
yeah, Miles Lepew come up and made a nice open field tackle, but he was saying something, and there's a flag thrown in and a hat, so we'll see what the call is here.
So with 13 seconds, you've got about maybe time for 2 plays if you're the Yellow Jackets. Do you just drop back and chuck one and hope somebody can run in it? And there's a block in the back against the Yellow Jackets, so that will back them up even further. I'm not sure why the official throws that. They only made one call.
Maybe we got 2 calls here. No, just the one blocking the back, so it'll back them up 10 yards, and they're going to put this in play from about the 18-yard line, Gary.
So Yellow Jackets got 13 seconds to go 82 yards. I'm sorry, my math's even worse than the officials' math, evidently. So they got a long, long way to go in a very, very short time to get there.
They do, and if you're York, York going to take a timeout here and make sure they've got the defense set. What we've seen offensively tonight, Gary, you got to think that there's not a play in the playbook that's worked tonight. Why do you think one will work now?
And we've not had a deep ball thrown by either team tonight.
We haven't. Barger attempted one long throw that fell harmlessly incomplete down there, and Grundy County really hadn't attempted a long pass tonight.
Quite frankly, they haven't had time. Every time they've dropped back, they've had somebody right in their face, and they've been sacked on like 3 or 4 occasions. So they just not had the time to do it. Now they've got to go 82 yards in 13 seconds. So they've got to try something out of bounds. They don't even have a timeout, even if they catch it in the field, Gary. I don't know if they have time enough for another play.
I don't think they would. No timeouts, like you said. So they've got to find something that will either break them free or get them out of bounds.
Look for the old hook and ladder maybe here, as it will be back in the shotgun for the first time tonight. The quarterback.
Watch Holden Hargis over here on the left side to play ball for him somehow.
And the quarterback gets away, but not for long. He's dropped all the way back to the 1-yard line, and that should do it, folks, as the Yellow Jackets, I don't think, going to get up in time to snap this one. They are not. The York Dragons pick up the first win of the 2020 season as they beat Grundy County, their first region win of the season as well, by a final of 6-3. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Gibson's going to break free, and he's headed to pay dirt. Gibson all the way for a touchdown Dragons!
Hello, everyone. This is John Robbins on behalf of State Representative John Mark Wendell, wishing the York Dragons many touchdowns and many wins during the football season. John Mark is happy to be a sponsor of the play-by-play broadcast and hopes that you enjoy each and every game. Again, on behalf of Representative John Mark Wendell, this is John Robbins saying, best of luck, Dragons.
At MetaThrift, our customers are just like family. Your health and safety are at the heart of everything we do every day. We never settle for second best when it comes to protecting our customers' well-being. That's why we've installed new glass enclosures to keep you safe and set your mind at ease every time you visit us. Our full-service drive-thru is also open all day, every day, so you can experience our fast, friendly service without leaving the safety of your vehicle. MetaThrift, your prescription for caring for 77 years.
I'm Leslie Ledbetter, a local lawyer with a strong background and years of experience in the medical legal fields. Social Security disability claims, auto accidents, essential documents like wills and powers of attorney, we can help. We also provide deed and title work and handle real estate closings, and we do uncontested divorces. We help lots of families after the loss of a loved one with sorting out estates and probate work. Amber is one of the most dedicated advocates for children and adults who need a voice all over our area, and she handles adoptions and conservatorships, and she often serves as a guardian for those in need. We respect and appreciate our clients, and we want to simplify the complex legal world for you today. Call us at 863-5997.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward, and Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
Back here at York Institute where the Dragons come away with a win, Gary, and I'm not sure if you would say this was a pretty win or not, but it was a win either way.
It was, you get a win, you got, you get a victory on your side. You're 1-1 on the season now, but it wasn't pretty, and sometimes it was just downright ugly in the game, and York, you got to give a lot of credit to the defense. I mean, they just never. In that third quarter, Grundy County lined up at least 4 straight plays and ran it off tackle off the right side. They were going to try to wear York out and try to get some momentum going that way, and York stood up, and they didn't let that happen, Gary, and it won them the ball game.
So York holds on to win this one. Welcome to the Smart Bank post-game show. We'll take a break for this word from Smart Bank, and we'll be back in just a moment.
We have exciting news to share. Smart Bank has expanded to the Upper Cumberland region with branches in Wartburg, Cookeville, Crossville, and Jamestown. Smart Bank is committed to being the best bank for you by working hard for you, no matter what your financial needs might be. When you choose Smart Bank, you are choosing to bank in the smartest way possible. Our team will work to understand your needs and make it their priority to provide you with the products and services that best meet those needs. Smart Bank has 35 branches across Tennessee, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. Come see what's so smart about Smart Bank at our Jamestown location at 500 North Main Street, or visit our website at www.smartbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And back here on the Smart Bank post-game show, as joining me now, Coach Kerry Johnson. And Coach Johnson, this one uglier than my driver's license picture, but it's a win.
Yeah, we'll take it. Win is a win is a win, as they say. Still got a lot to improvement that we have to work on. We didn't block very well up front, that's for sure. And at least we did minimize the damage on the turnovers, that's for sure. But defensively, again, they played like crazy.
Coach, part of the time, just those penalties. You just kept having penalty after penalty again. That's something that's got to get cleaned up.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's just like a focus on the penalties. 5 yards when we're calling the snap count, and we do that all in practice all day long, and that's the most we've jumped off sides offensively. I don't know what was going on. I had some guys saying they couldn't hear, so but I don't know how you can't hear when you're 2 steps away from the guy that's calling the snap count. But we'll fix that in practice.
Coach, you had the short field pretty much the entire first half. You were played the entire first half on their end of the field. Just couldn't get anything in the end zone.
No, like I said, we did not block plays like we needed to block. We were picking the wrong guys out constantly. We thought we had it fixed at halftime, and we the stuff we were running should have been getting a little bit more yardage than we were. But our left guard was outweighed 100 pounds over there by that tackle over there, and so they took advantage of that, and so we want to work on how to deal with that, because we're going to have that again in the future. Although our left guard's the quickest guy off the ball, but he did a good job. Like I said, he's playing a guy who's a big guy out there.
Coach, your offense, as far as your passing game, you did have one completion tonight, but still not able to just find that rhythm as far as the passing game goes.
No, we were, there was a couple times they ran the wrong routes. They ran the routes into each other on a couple of those when the one guy should have been on the sideline and he ran it into the center. And then, several times they're saying, hey, we're going to throw what we call a hot pass out there. And our receiver's not looking for the ball 3 or 4 times. We hit him in the back with it, you can't not much you can do other than, get your head around and catch the ball when it's right there. But we'll work on that too. That's just that stuff we didn't, we weren't planning on running that play a lot this week. It wasn't something we saw that we could use, but the way that linebacker, their outside linebacker, was just shooting every time we came down the thing, we thought, well, we'll just raise up and hit the guys. He runs by him. And our Thaddeus out there just didn't get what we were trying to get him to do. He was trying to run a route instead of just looking for the ball right now. And so, but that can be easily fixed. Just turn your head around quicker.
Coach, you found you a new weapon, though, with your kicker. First time York in a long time's had a legitimate field goal kicker.
It's the easy player of the game, or player of the game this week. That's for sure. That's what we just said out there right now. So somebody said I think it's the first girl to ever score. And she begged and begged me to play. So I was so reluctant because I didn't. She's a really good soccer player. Obviously, key to the basketball team as well. I'm thinking, Michaela, you get there and get hurt, and so.
Coach A and Coach Green's going to come after you, brother. Yeah, she's a legitimate football star now. But, Coach, now you got to get ready for a big team, a team that's playing real well in Grace Christian Academy.
Yeah, we're going to have our hands full. They're going to throw it and throw it and throw it on us. Cutting out, I think. But anyway, we're going to do a little bit different stuff defensively because it's not going to be stuff in the run like we've had these first 2 weeks. Of course, Jackson County threw it a lot as well. But it was like mainly the short stuff, and Grace Christian will throw it all over the field. So we're going to try to be prepared for that. But we have got to be able to sustain some offense, and we're not doing that right now. And hopefully. I thought we did pretty well in practice the last 2 weeks. Thought we had a pretty good game plan going, but man, we got to figure out what we can do to shore this thing up a little better offensively. And like I said, we scored 2 or 3 touchdowns. We get at the first game we score right there. Momentum will be on our side, and I think we can get it once we get going. It'll start rolling, but it's a matter of getting it going, and we haven't done that yet.
Coach. This game on Friday night, I think on the original schedule it says 7:30, but that's 7:30 Eastern, right?
Well, actually it's a 6 o'clock our time start. It's a 6 our time start. And the way I understand it, before anybody starts bombarding us on the ticket questions, we have been allotted 150 tickets or something, or 149 tickets, some kind of odd number like that, and that's it. They said do not come down there expecting to buy tickets like we're doing here, where it's kind of first come first serve out here. It's not going to be like that there. They've sent the allotment to us, and that's that.
Coach, it wasn't a pretty win, but it's better than an ugly loss. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a relief to get that out, and you felt like I don't, we had some questionable things go against us in the calls. Where we ran the little naked bootleg out there and got the first down, and I'm not sure what the call was on that, but that would have put the game away. We wouldn't have had to try to punt it and have to hold them one more play, but it is what it is, and we'll definitely take it.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck next week over at Grace Christian Academy in K-Town.
I appreciate it, Gary.
And that was Coach Gary Johnson, whose Dragons came away with a big win tonight. Let's take a final word from Smart Bank, and we'll be back to let Gary wrap this one up and give us some stats.
We have exciting news to share. Smart Bank has expanded to the Upper Cumberland region with branches in Wartburg, Cookeville, Crossville, and Jamestown. Smart Bank is committed to being the best bank for you by working hard for you, no matter what your financial needs might be. When you choose Smart Bank, you are choosing to bank in the smartest way possible. Our team will work to understand your needs and make it their priority to provide you with the products and services that best meet those needs. Smart Bank has 35 branches across Tennessee, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. Come see what's so smart about Smart Bank at our Jamestown location at 500 North Main Street, or visit our website at www.smartbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, what a once again, welcome you back to York Institute and the Smart Bank post-game show. I'm trying to get it out there, folks. It's been one of those long nights. And Gary Hall joining me back here now. Gary, take a look at some of the stats from this one.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Now, looking at it, I don't know. Maybe we'll hang on here. Looking at, in the game, York had 8 first downs, all those by rushing. 46 carries, 146 yards. That's 3.2 a carry. 2 of 10 through the air and 14 yards. Actually, let's see. No, actually, only 3 yards on those completions. So York with 160 yards in total offense in the game. Grundy County ranked 32 times for 26 yards, and 2 of 4 through the air, passing for 14 yards. And, so they only had 40 yards in the game, Gary, 40 yards total. So, we talked about how inept the offense was, but, defense got a little bit to do with that too. And they tried some things, and York stood up to it and did an outstanding job. Their points came on a York turnover that was returned very deep in York territory, or York pitches a shutout tonight. And but you talked about the other thing, and that was penalties. And both teams, I think I've got here, both teams had 10 penalties in the game. Grundy County 10 for 85, York for 10 for 71. Individually, York was led in rushing by Caden Stover, 9 carries, 38 yards. Dalton Barger, 9 for 35. Zach Gibson, 15 for 34. Ben Cooper, 8 carries, 24 yards. Nathaniel Castellan, 3 for 10. And Ricky Clark ran 2 times 5 yards. Through the air, Dalton Barger was 2 of 9 for 14 yards, and Isaiah Strong, 0 of 1. For Grundy County, they were led by Jordan Hackworth, 1 carry, 39 yards, and Gavin Tate, 15 carries, 21 yards. Walt Jones, 2 for 11. Georgie Sissom, 1 for 0. Bryson Braden, 4 carries, -2, and Jacob Dixon, 9 for -43. Dixon, 2 of 3 through the air for 1 interception, 14 yards. Hackworth caught both of those balls. Tackle-wise, York led in tackles by Zach Gibson. Nathaniel Castellan was 7 apiece. Eli Kirby and Seth Helbig had 6 apiece. Walt Jones led Grundy County 13 tackles in the game. So York, 2 field goals. Michaela Reagan for 35 yards and Michaela Reagan for 25 yards. And that's one more than Grundy County got from Josh Atkins on his 25-yarder. You forget they had a 41-yard attempt to tie the game, and it was blocked. So, That's the difference in the game. York wins at 6-3.
Well, let's take a quick timeout now because it's time for our Hall's Family Pharmacy Player of the Game. That should be hard to decide. We'll do that when we come back.
Hello, this is Philip Hall with Hall Family Pharmacy and Hall Sports and Outdoors. We are proud to sponsor this broadcast Player of the Game. Be a part of the winning team. Hall's is proud to be this area's #1 pharmacy, and now you may visit our expansion in downtown Jamestown for all things sports and outdoors and a complete line of sports medicine equipment.
Back here now, Gary. It's time for our Hall's Family Pharmacy, Hall Sports and Outdoors Player of the Game. And what can you say? She made history tonight.
She did, Gary, and what can you say? Big kid. Technical difficulties have returned.
Yeah, we've got gremlins, folks. We're just going to say congratulations to Michaela Reagan, the first ever Lady Dragon football player. That's right, Lady Dragon football player to score in a York game. She had 2 field goals. She had a 25-yarder that was the winning field goal, I believe, and a 35-yarder that gave York the lead 3-0, and then a 25-yarder, which turned out to be the winning field goal. So congratulations goes out to Michaela Reagan, our Hall's Family Pharmacy and Hall Sports and Outdoor Player of the Game. I told her before the game she was going to win it with a field goal, and she wouldn't believe me. But congratulations, Rock. You did a great job tonight. And we want to thank Gary Hall for joining us. Now, thank Kevin on camera one. This was live on our Facebook channel and also on WDEB. And don't forget, we'll have the replay of this coming up Sunday on CLTV starting at 2 o'clock. Until next week, for 15104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.